Hello and welcome to the Inglorious Bards. I am your faithful Game Master Tom, and this is Adventure 21. We ended on a really interesting spot, and all of us here are very eager to see what happens next. We're so glad to have you join us. We're coming to you on twitch.tv/IngloriousBards every Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. roughly Pacific. And you can also catch out the video on our YouTube channel. Great for seeing the battle maps that we're playing on and some of the crazy action that you can hear on the podcast. And if you want to hear it just on a podcast, you can find us on Spotify and iTunes. And is there still iTunes? There we go. All of them. You can find all that on ingloriousbards.com. Today, Tim is not with us. He's off for the week. We have Christopher will be playing the role of Cavan the Paladin this week. So he'll be doing double duty. He'll be playing Cavan and Vessel. For those of you that don't know our characters, let's get a quick little introduction, starting with our wizard Valamir. Valamir, what's a short-term goal you have in life?
I believe short-term goals are irresponsible and not really appropriate for wizards. We are more long-term thinkers. Thank you. Quite nicely.
And that was Valamir, our human wizard. We also have our artificer, our gnome tinkerer, Fiona. Fiona, what's a short-term goal you have?
To crush my enemies, see them driven before me, and hear the lamentations of the women.
Oh, my God.
Can I give a different answer?
Okay. We have Coal. Coal is a Goliath fighter in the group. Coal, what's your short-term goal?
I want to get out of here. I have a whole idea of where I could live, what it would like to be there. I could have a little fire. There might be a pie that I can make. I have a really good recipe I'm working on with some crows. But I'd like making a little crow pie in my own little bar that I could serve everyone from.
All right.
Sounds like something I could do next week.
And we have Arragus Willoughby. Arragus is our halfling bard. Same question to you. What's a goal that you have?
Oh, well, to be the main feature of the Twilight Circus, dear boy. Calavier's finest emporium of music, arts, and fashion.
Fantastic. We also have Vessel. Vessel is our Warforged cleric. Vessel, what's a I don't know if you know the word goals. What's a short-term goal that you have?
I watch over all of those here and keep them healthy.
That's your normal answer. That's not okay. Moving on.
How short did you want?
And then we have Cavan, our Goliath paladin, brother to Coal. Cavan, what is your short-term goal?
To serve Solene and protect everyone.
Perfect and not uncomfortable at all. Great. Fantastic. So that is our group. I want to give a quick shout out to patron Stephen Grice for supporting the show for almost a year and a half. Thank you so much, Stephen. We certainly appreciate it. If you want to help out the show, just a few bucks gets you bonus content, a ton of it. You can check that out at patreon.com/ingloriousbards. Without further ado, let's get a recap of what happened last session from Seth.
Hello! The heroes, still down at Coal, are in the headquarters of the Queen's Cabal. They meet with their old friend, Reginald Humford. He has been busy filling up chalkboards with nonsense equations, according to Valamir. Old Reginald takes us to the head of the Cabal, Rayfelin Daynor. She seems hesitant at first, but after giving each of the heroes a magical check to see if any of them are hiding anything nefarious against her, there was none of that, she does find something curious. All 5 of the present heroes have a magical connection, and someone is watching them all from afar. It seems nothing more than a curiosity until Valamir tells her that he thinks it is the corrupt wizard of Zexa who is the spy. She becomes very worried about this. This is where 5 to a dozen different plan ideas start to happen. Valamir and Daynor were not on the same page. There is a lot of back and forth about teleportation, about splitting up the party, about using the other wizards of the Cabal. Valamir staying and becoming part of the Cabal. It was a little tiring. But they came up with a very half-assed plan that will keep the heroes in Canterbury for a little bit longer. The episode ends with Arragus and Coal going to see the Starseer. They follow this very old crone into a creepy elevator and start to go down. And that, my friends and foes, is where the episode begins.
What?
Our heroes, Arragus and Coal, are in a very cramped lift, a small elevator made of metal with some wood cage doors, reminiscent of maybe a pre-industrial Wild West mining shaft elevator. You are crammed in there with an old crone who goes by the name Starseer. She is hunkered over and rotating slowly this little wheel with a handle that ratchets things down. You're not sure how she's doing it with her thin, frail arms, but it's just going click, 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 click as you descend.
Cole, offer to help the lady out.
I don't want to touch other people's things.
He seems to be away from her. Almost like Cole has an old person fear. Maybe it's the skin, the breath, the Bengay sense.
It's
He's
the
not sure.
smell.
It's always the smell. It's always the smell.
Halitosis, you'll get over it.
They always have those candies with them.
You're complaining about smell, man?
She reaches in and pulls out a Werther's and puts it into his lips.
Thank you, Granny.
And she continues to click and ratchet down. Click, 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 click. And she says, I had foreseen you coming. Your payments is noted and appreciated. I have much to share. Whom will I be touching to see deep into them? Which of you two? She says, pointing an old gnarled finger at Arragus and then Cole, one of which reacts much more defensively than the other.
No, I don't want to. He's him. He's his idea. He's very much the front man.
Well, yes, but this whole thing was your taking.
Yeah, no, definitely your idea, though. I think if anyone is going to be touched by an old lady, it would obviously be
Both
the
it
Bards.
is.
This is the 2 fingers.
Deeply,
I'm not sure what
she
she'll
deeply
find.
salivates on one. And,
I think the Goliath has something in his teeth, right?
I don't want to break you. It's
I just remembered I can fit in the space of another creature. Good day, man.
And he's gone, never to be found again. She continues to ratchet down and down until it comes to a stop. It is a little cooler. You think you've gone down about 20, 30 feet beneath the building. It has a carved out beigeish stone corridor to it that is angled as up from the sides, almost trapezoidal of this corridor. It's a little lower than a normal corridor would be, and it looks like it was part of some sort of previous construction. The crone says, "This was part of a previous construction," as she then walks down the corridor. She has a cane, by the way. She has a cane.
Okay.
cool cave.
You will follow me.
I'm going to follow behind. Where did he go? I'll follow.
I'll follow too. You can't.
And she says, "Do you come to the city often? I sense you are new, from far away. Or are you close? I don't see all. Don't look at me like that."
It's my first time in the city. It's lovely.
Not my first time, but hopefully not my last either.
She whips around and places a hand on Cole's heart.
Ah.
Have you seen a seer before?
No. I mean, no. Perhaps. He might have been a seer. He told me to find you. But he didn't make prophecies other than that things were going to be really bad, and if they were, that you may help. I don't know if that makes him a seer, but he gave me something to teleport with, and I saw things after that, so probably.
Vague and inconspicuous? It was definitely a seer.
You are as confusing as you are vague. I will see if I can top you in a few moments.
It's a veg off.
Oh, is it?
You'll never know.
She continues to walk down, and you hear the sound of running water. And the walls disappear and the ceiling rises about 20 feet, and you think you're looking at some sort of foundations of buildings above, and you're in a slightly larger chamber, and your floor of your hall has become a little pathway, and there is fresh water going on either side of it, only maybe 8 feet extended on each end, some sort of strange little cistern watery tunnel. And then it ends in a square little platform, probably just 10 by 10 little platform with metal railings. You see there were some sort of foundations of metal piping for some sort of machine or large bolts, but that's been removed. And instead she has a table there. It's a wooden table that has had a thin stone slab put over it, and she has several placards of strange colored stone, almost like a jade, face down on top of it. She has 2 chairs there on either side, and she hobbles over. Mind the water! And she comes over and she pulls out a chair and then sits down, kind of squirms a little bit. Somehow I'm picturing Yoda before we get to know he's like the Yoda guy, just that kind of quirky awkwardness. Yeah. That's the visual I'm getting with her. And she sits down and she says, "Please sit."
As we kind of separate to...
Where is the Bards?
Oh, right here, madam. Excuse me. Very sorry about that. And I pop out from behind Cavan, and as we go to separate and sit down, I pat Cavan on the lower thigh, I suppose, and I cast heroism on you, and I just say, "Don't worry, we'll get through this."
Yeah, old people are cool.
And so you
cool
are now
now.
immune to frightened for the next, I believe, 10 minutes.
Ooh, wow.
You also have 2 temporary hit points at the beginning of every one of your turns. That's just a continuous +2.
You have resistance against old
Yes.
people.
Find my...
Turns out,
or undead.
Yeah, it's just
or
a normal
undead. It's the same thing.
I'm not even afraid to be old now. I can
heroism...
get wrinkly and
it
it wouldn't
lasts
even smell
1
bad.
minute.
1 minute, excuse
1
me.
minute.
But it's concentration, so I'll just keep doing it if we're here for too much
All
longer.
right. She starts snapping fingers. Over here! Listen to me! Bard! Concentrate on my words.
Yes, madam.
Are you to take the seat?
Of course, and I'll place my...
All right. You heroically kneel upon the seat, and Cole inches it forward for you. She says, You seek what? Here. And she moves around these maybe 20 tiles. They're like large domino type things, and she slides them around. They make little grating sounds as it's stone on stone. And she slides over the bundle of them. They click together as she slides them over to you. What is it that you seek?
We seek the truth about the magic of this world. We want to know what is truly happening.
She points with an open hand to the tiles.
I can be vague too, bitch.
Select your future or your past or what is now.
What do I see on the...
You see nothing but faced out tiles. There are 4 that are closer to you.
Okay.
If you want to choose one of those, or there are ones that are deeper back, she seems to be almost pushing the ones in the back to get the 4 closest to you.
I see. Arragus looks at the table and looks up to her, kind of sees her kind of eyes bouncing to the closer ones, and he pulls one from the second row, not the first row.
All right. 1, 2, roll. Roll a 1, 2, or 3. So roll 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 1 to 2, 3 to 4, 5 to 6 on a 6-sided die.
1.
1. You flip over a tile and it has a lightning bolt drawn on it and painted as well. It's a carve into the stone little tile, and then it has paint on it. And she says, "Lightning and thunder in your future.
Okay.
Select again."
Just another 6.
Mhm.
3.
With the 3, that was the second one, with the first 2 being a different. Okay. You flip over the second one and it shows horses being stabbed. Like a cavalry guy and a horse on a cavalry being stabbed. She says, "Battle as well. Have you seen battle before? I can sense that you have."
We've had our share of bouts, but nothing as serious as this foretells.
She pushes the stones apart. She parts them like the Red Sea and extends 2 frail, bespeckled, liver-spotted hands your way and says, "Take my hands, little one."
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Cole pukes in his mouth a little bit.
Arragus will take her hand.
All right. "I see a cougar in your future." No,
The lute starts playing magically.
she takes your hand and she closes her eyes and starts mumbling some strange incantation. You overdo it like some snake church from the south. She starts moving her head back and forth, just mumbling incantations slowly. And she says, "Close your eyes." "Relax and close your eyes."
Sorry, not enough. Too much relaxation.
And she continues to hold your hands, and she sways gently. You still hear the water rushing by. Cole, you see your friend and the seer locked in hands, eyes closed in this strange little spot. Anything going on in your mind?
Trying not figuring out what to do with my arms. Do I stand crossed there, just kind of looking around? I'm clearly kind of in the way here off to the side. So, doing what I do, scanning the room, making sure nothing's coming up out of the water. Still, do I hold my weapon? Do I just keep my hands at my side?
She suddenly grabs onto your hands tightly. "Yes, yes. I have seen glimpses, and now you make it clear." She squeezes brutally tight from her point of view. You could just feel it slightly tight. She says, I see that trouble is coming soon. A trouble to end it all. Can you feel it, Willoughby?
I mean, grip harder. Come on now, grip harder. Yes. I see something.
I see the destruction of a world. No. Many worlds destroyed. Destroyed at your feet, saved by your hand. But destroyed? It is unclear. She continues to hold.
Maybe another card?
She motions then for you to pick. She taps on you to open your eyes, then motions.
Oh, sorry. Gosh, you said relax. I fell asleep.
You don't have to roll. You just flip over one of the placards. On this one, it's preordained. She doesn't open her eyes, and as you flip it over, it's a picture of a giant with a silly hat and a big club. She says, yes, there is a man. He is tall. He is a man of skin of bronze. But not just a man. More than a man. He is a being born of gods beyond this realm. Can you see him?
Do I see this image of a figure?
You close your eyes. Ooh, make an insight roll.
Insight roll.
This is interesting.
That is a total of 10. Deciding if I want to use my hero's inspiration.
Nah.
I'll pass. I'll go with the
All right.
total of 10.
You don't see it.
Well, he like peeks at Cole. Are you sure it's not gray skin? I see gray skin. Very tall man with great. You should
No,
look
that's
at-
just me in the video. It's so painfully
It's
gray
so
on the
painfully
video.
gray. See if I can fix that.
She says, "Can you hear his name? I can hear his name." She continues to close her eyes. The name. He is called Shermordrin. A name not known to this world.
That's a CHER, right? Share.
Share more than.
Share more.
Shermordrin is both demigod and leader of a terrible army from the darkness.
I do not know this name.
You do not know, and you cannot see. You make your future even more dangerous with this lack of insight. For he seeks you out, and he will find you.
What tools can you help me find to stop this madness from happening?
There is but one tool I can sense, a tool you have already experienced perhaps before. A friend, for you are not alone. You have one ally. It is not me. It is a wise man who comes to this world when he can. But he does not come fully. So he does not remember what he remembers, but he does what he can from what he can remember. All future paths of salvation lead through his words. So listen to him closely when you meet.
And does this man who walks both worlds, does he seek me now, or do I have to seek him?
I cannot sense that. What I can sense is that this bronze god has followers that aid him, many followers. They are fiercely loyal, powerful, relentless. They are a cult. They have a name, a simple name, the cult of Mordrin. And you must be wary.
This dark figure that you warn us about, he has sustained enough power to grow a following and look beyond the plains. What hope does a halfling have? Why me? Why us?
That I do not know. I know that only he cares not of Varen, whether it crumbles. I see it crumbling beneath his boot. But he does not care. He cares only to control you. And she's pointing to you and Cole.
Wait, like him or me or us?
Is she pointing
Or
to you or me?
everyone.
I don't have my eyes open. Who's she pointing to? She said no peeking. Who's she? Cole, tap me twice if she said you. Tap me once if it's me. Tap 4 times if it's both of us.
She taps on you, Arragus, 6 times.
Oh my god, it's fucking all of us, isn't it? Even Cavan. Oh, bother.
He resides. I can see him. He is in a fortress of iron. But if you stand before his iron fortress with 3 towers, if you stand before it too soon, you will perish, for he is far too strong.
Stand before him with the 3 towers? Can you clarify that part for me?
She continues to have her eyes closed. Sher Mordrin brings death, but also death is his adversary. I see skeletal hands clawing at him. And the image fades. And she opens up her eyes, and she takes her hands away. She takes a deep breath. I can sense this being's plan is not just to bring great danger, but finding you. But finding is also a weakness. He seeks and he hides. He does not wish to be found.
Why not? If he's all powerful, and he's so much stronger than us, and we face him, you said we're surely going to perish. Why would he fear us?
I could see him. I could feel a fear in him. He is running to you and running from somewhere. And that is all that I see.
What are our next steps, though? How will we know when we see him?
She scoots out her chair and says, "All right, back we go. To the left. Watch your step and don't fall into the water."
No, ma'am, one more. Oh, hello.
What?
This ally, the spirit man. I am at a loss of who, and where this person could be.
I don't know. I can't remember what was said just moments ago. I was in the moment, for I have insight. Now is not the time for
rub it in, jeez.
for delving into the unknown. Now is the time for sandwiches.
The time of sandwiches.
And she scoots past you all, gently pressing on Cole's elbow to get past you.
Well, we thank you, I think, for the clairvoyance and, well, thank you.
She motions you to get into the lift. She nods at the handle with the little gear thing with the handle sticking off of it. It's quite hard to go up than it is down.
Oh, yeah, I
imagine so.
let me try this. And Cole will start doing the crankety crank.
Whee!
Cole, not so fast!
Come with me and
We're gonna break through! Burp, lady, burp!
and you guys are out and up above in her proper area where she does her normal seeing activities with the little crystal ball on a table. She says, "Now the fee is just 1 silver each for delicious sandwiches."
I mean, yeah, I like sandwiches for sure.
All right, you guys sit down and then have a wonderful little brunch with the Starseer. Okay. She brings out cucumber sandwiches and some light wine, nothing too strong for the early day. You share about your lives and history, get to know some of her time as a youth, getting into the seeing business. And you really just kind of make a little bit of a connection there.
How does one get into that business?
Pay well. I don't know.
Family connections.
It's a pyramid
A
scheme.
lot of
actually.
advancement
You gotta-
opportunities,
You
or
got to
you know,
recruit underneath you and have some recruit.
You have an interest in being a starseer.
My mother
You
had a
don't
crystal
start out-
ball.
Yeah, you got to buy the crystal ball.
You don't get to be a starseer to begin with.
That's why she did this brunch. Would you like to be your own seer?
Now you two get two of your friends to do voodoo, and they'll do of their
Be
friends.
your
to-
own seer. See on your own time. How much you see is up to you.
We have a special book, only $17.99.
And yeah, that's it. What else would you folks like to do? You are there staying mostly in the Queen's Cabal house. We have your room, the makeshift room they provided, and you're on Azure Street with all the different little magical shops here in the capital city of Canabrin.
Yeah, on our way back to the group, Arragus will just look up and down the shop and get a refresher on all of the buildings and
All right.
locations.
Azure Street is a street of magical things. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different stores of note. Happy Imp ingredients, advanced cartography, the vision, shifted polarity, Petrix potions, the Starseer, who you just saw, the scrolled mummy, and mysterious baths. The mysterious baths.
Mysterious baths.
Like BATHS baths?
Yes.
Or BASS fish.
BATHS.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, he'll just note all those. You went into the cartography
Mm-hmm.
place once
I got
before?
some maps.
Okay, that's where we got, of course, cartography. Yeah, just noting all that. We'll go back towards the Queen's Cabal.
Okay,
Unless Cole has
all of
something
you
else.
are all together.
We were getting, I believe, we were getting some teachings on how to use the alignment rods.
Yeah. And maybe some instructions on the teleporters.
Yeah.
If that's...
Fiona doesn't want any part of that.
All right.
You might
But
be
the
helpful.
alignment rods for sure.
Yeah, Reginald
Oh.
is spending some time with you this morning in a little practice area, showing you how to do the alignment rods. It's essentially a very rectangular type stick with a little bulb at the end, and if you can exert some magic into it, he can show you. It's really just focusing your mind, almost like a Jedi type practice. Focus your mind, think about bringing things together. He describes the object of what the cascading arc looks like. It's kind of like a curved tuning fork on a tripod mount. He said it should be very obvious. Don't mess with it physically. You want to put the alignment rod within about 10 to 15 feet of it. Concentrate, start to think about the alignment rod, and focus, drown out other things, then expend some magical energy through it, and then it will then align it to the damaged rift outside the city. And there you go. Arragus
simple.
and Cole show up. You guys bring them up to speed on everything.
Very cold fingers. Sees the future.
Sheer Mordrin.
Cult of Mordred.
This Sheriff Mordred fellow. Bronze, was he? Well tanned?
That's how she described him. I couldn't see a bloody thing. It was very dark in there. She turned out all the lights, not a single candle, and then said, "Look, can you see this?" What are you talking about?
She called him a demigod.
She did.
Otherworldly gods.
Hmm.
Of the otherworldly gods.
Well,
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, are
she-
not all gods
She
otherworldly?
mentioned.
Not all.
He's barely running to
Some
us
gods
in
are
fear of
here.
something else.
Yes.
in our world.
In our world.
He's both running away from something and
Valamir's
towards
looking around
us.
like he's looking for a god.
Behind you.
Well, the druids believe, don't they, that the god is in everything. The trees, the squirrels, the bees, the willow bees, perhaps. I'm a god. Maybe I'm a
Willow
god.
bees.
But this clairvoyant, she did mention, as Cole just said, that she was running away from something, but towards us. Specifically, us.
Is that perhaps then I was mistaken about Zexa? Is it possible this bronze demigod is tracking us?
Well, think back to the creatures that came when we thought it was Zexa. This Chair Mordrin seems to be an adversary of the dead. I'm not sure they would work in consort with him if that were the case.
I wonder if there's some way to get him turned back around. so that he is no longer running towards us, but running towards, or mistakenly, intentionally running towards the thing that he currently runs from.
She also mentioned that we must stand with 3 towers before his fortress of iron would collapse.
But to not be there too soon, otherwise we'd surely perish. She
Which is
didn't
all-
mention how distant away that was.
Kind of put a bummer on the whole conversation.
I mean, we don't even know what the towers are, so
No, or
Yeah, right.
Fortress of Iron,
yeah.
or kind of anything
This
else.
is kind of
The only thing I can think the towers would be are the arcs themselves. Perhaps from the other side.
or it could be completely unrelated.
It could entirely be unrelated.
It could be complete like fabrication of her mind.
She could have rolled very low. I understand that entirely.
Indeed, and that one could have been sending us on some wild goose chase.
I suppose the only way to test her hypotheses would be to find this spirit person that she mentioned. She said there would be an ally to us who drops in and out of this world when he can.
Cole's make-believe friend.
Yeah, that sounds like the fellow that Cole
That
has
was
made
my
up.
thought. He just kind of appeared when I need him in the different places. Though I seem to get the impression that he lived in Azamir, but I don't know if that's true or not. He kind of looked like he lived in Almithra too.
I don't know.
thought we had something pressing.
We have a something in front of us, and not this.
I'm relaying the information as
I
the narrator said I should.
Appreciate it.
And definitely things to be keyed into and aware of. But for now, I believe,
Should we
as Fiona
we
says,
leave in the morning? Where
That is
I
fine.
know where Vessel and I are going, but which way are you guys going?
Aren't we all going to Gelder Shanks, Grumbled? Where are we going?
Gandalf.
Gridlock.
Canderlock?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
I thought we decided we were all splitting up from here.
I wasn't really listening. Is that true? Is that what we decided? Because I thought we all had to learn about how the teleporters worked. And
Oh, we
if
learned
that was
that
something we could
while
do.
you guys were gone.
Right,
Oh,
You
but
have
Cole
not
has
learned
a
how
hard time
teleporters
hearing.
work.
Oh, the teleportation. Yeah, sorry.
we have
Fiona is confident that that is never going to work.
after speaking with Daenor of the Cabal, I believe we have decided that we will in groups of 2 go to where the cascading arcs are beginning
I
to
mind
fail. And then we will set things aright in those places. And the Cabal here will then close up the rift and make Kennebryn currently safe. Or at least that seems to be the plan.
Hopefully.
So we're not all going to Ganderlock to observe how we would correct one of those rods. We're all going to go do it on our own simultaneously without confirming how the alignment rods work, and then try to meet back here.
Correct.
Okay.
That is the plan that we had
Daenor-
settled upon.
Remember, Daenor doesn't think it's a good idea for us all to go because whoever's tracking us, we don't want to tip our hat
Right.
too early.
Right. So we're going to drop the tracker. We're all going to teleport to our different locations. Then we're going to meet back here at the end.
Throughout this conversation, Arragus has worked with Valamir to, on one of the maps that we have access to, sort of grid out the days of each journey. So it'll like kind of hash marks on the map to show.
Okay.
He's going to spell it out to Cole what the plan is. So Cole, we will each ride horseback to make it fair and even, so we all arrive at the same time at each of our destinations.
No. No,
As I said,
we will all teleport to the specific destinations. But carry on. Go. That was the only amendment to your plan there so far.
whatever the case may be, as the day
Did you just say whatever?
Yeah.
Like whatever?
Whatever happens, happens.
We're trying to do the actual plans.
The day you arrive,
Yeah.
we leave. Let us agree to leave in the morning. We arrive in the morning at your city. You find the Ark. You have until sunset.
Whoa,
When the
whoa,
sun goes
whoa!
down.
One day
Why not?
to find it because
I think we'll know what to look for once we get there.
that's not giving us any room to
I
breathe.
don't know what to look for.
I don't know what to look for. Caven, what are we looking for?
I don't know. What am I looking for?
How many days, Valamir?
Valamir, I feel like you look like you've explained this several times.
He's doing the Picard nose bridge thing already.
I just want to be sure that we're all on the same page. I remember the sunset idea because we're all trying to do it at the same time, but I want to confirm because I apparently misunderstood. We're not all observing something at the same place because we don't want anyone to follow us.
Yes, that would potentially tip our hat to that which seeks us, that we are on to them and or at one of the cascading arcs and therefore a danger to them and will escalate their intentions against us, as
so-
Daenor has stated to us that is likely.
Is Daenor going to try to break that scry spell before we teleport?
Correct.
Okay,
We
so
have, yes.
Step 1. Step 2, we all teleport to our separate locations. Then we attempt to locate the Ark. Let's say 3 days at the moment, hypothetically. That's a word, right?
Yeah, we will.
I thought you were.
In each of our groups, we will seek out the cascading arc. We will clear it of any dangers, and then at the prescribed time, we will attune the rod with the arcs, and then theoretically, the three groups will do that simultaneously. The Cabal here will then do what they must to seal the rift. And then all is left then to decide is where we go from there. Which we can meet back in Kennebrin. We could meet in Ganderlock. There are other options open to us.
What's the preference? Are we all going to Ganderlock afterwards? That was the thought that I had before, right?
Yeah.
So little Fiona can be a part of her competition
Man,
and
that
see her
doesn't
family.
seem- It is my family name on the line, but it also doesn't seem
It's
important.
only
when
my
it's-
family, my ancestry.
When it's the whole of Varen that's in chaos.
Quick question for you, Tom. The one of the three arcs that we're going to be dealing with is the one in Ganderlock, correct? That
Yeah.
we have to shut down.
I don't know.
Ganderlock, which is to the
Gotcha.
east.
Yep.
Port Heath, which is to the
Right.
south. And Cathalithona, which is to the northwest.
Gotcha. Okay. Yes, then the options are then where we meet after that. Once that is accomplished.
Does
Well,
it
we need-
matter which one of us goes to which?
I feel like we should
It
meet back.
does.
I feel like we should meet back here, though. Because there's the whole rift situation that Daenor's dealing with.
which we should theoretically be sealing through this
Theoretically,
process.
but
Indeed.
how will we know?
Indeed.
They still might need some help.
And as far as the groups go, Vessel, each group
Cavan.
must Cavan or Coal, whatever you name you go by now. Each group must have the ability to focus magic and pour it into the rod in order for it to attune to the cascading arc. And in that way it is important, but beyond that it is only a matter of sensibilities and logistics.
Will players of Solene work?
They have before, and I suspect they will again indeed.
I will go with Cole.
I don't want to leave
What?
anywhere without Caven. Cavan and I are
Cavan
together.
and Coal are going together.
Oh, sorry. So dumb.
What?
You need like a green paddle, red paddle.
Yeah.
He's got it right in
Oh,
front
yeah,
of him.
you do. There you go.
It does, as far as groups go, it seems to make the most sense for Cavan and Cole to go together, for Fiona and Vessel to go together, and for Arragus and myself to go together. I believe that is the groups that each would. I know we cannot split you two, and we cannot split you two, and I would be remiss to split
Can't
us.
break up the poop brigade.
So it goes.
So when should we align the rods?
Let's converse briefly with Daenor as to perhaps consult their wisdom.
All right, you were chatting with her later on for some food. Her Reginald are there, and she says, "Your question is about the rods."
How long, based on the calculations of where the teleporters will take us to, the knowledge of the rods, and our ability to attune them, well, how do you logistically see our times working where we can all ensure that you will be able to accomplish what you must at the Rift, so that we accomplish what we must?
She says, "I cannot speak to the former, Reginald, and the busybody wizard stands up unnecessarily at the little brunch table, puts a hand on your shoulder and addresses the group Valamir and says, yes, the alignment rods should not take much time at all. Just a bit of concentration and a few moments, and then they're good. It's just accessibility, the cascading arcs, and then having the alignment run with you. So that shouldn't be too challenging. And I believe when I last looked at the teleportation circles and tried to sense them, the farthest was less than a mile away, and I think significantly closer. So you're going to be pretty darn close.
Indeed. So we can teleport to the area and theoretically be within range of the cascading arcs within just, an hour or two. I would give us some grace in case there's a need to plan and coordinate a combat or battle, or figure some way to clear the areas where I'm sure there are some impediments, because otherwise things would just be a little too easy.
But the second part of your question is what we must do. This is my last day here at the house. I will be returning to the Rift and helping maintain. Others will be swapping out here. Whenever we sense you having aligned all three, it should be quite clear. Things should become much easier for us, and then we will push our efforts even further beyond maintaining to help seal and close forever. Really, at that point, it becomes a matter of judgment on our end of, can we help close, which I believe should be easy, but there might be a risk of closing and cutting off the ley line from the city, which would not be good. It would not be a disaster. There would just be not as strong of a magic around the city as there has been before, but the closing of it and the ending of the chaos is really just reliant on you. And it would help if we knew when you were planning on doing that, because again, there is just a few hour window where things will start to cascade and get out of hand. And if we know when, I can request anyone here resting not rest and be there, so we have even all of our Kabbalists ready to go.
And I do believe once we have aligned it, if we remain there, as it begins to unravel, we can continue to keep it in alignment. So if one of our groups are delayed for some reason, we can remain behind for some time and maintain the alignment of the cascading arcs. So,
I vote for Magic Hour. Twilight tomorrow.
Are all three of the parties going to be able to teleport, though?
Yes. We have been able to gain access and permission.
No, I know that, but it also seemed to strain the Cabal a little bit, as far as how expensive and what it costs to do this.
We are utilizing much of their resources, but I believe the fate of the city of Kennebryn is at hand, and they have willingly sacrificed such for what we will provide to them. This is an exchange of goods and services, let's say,
When are you looking to head out?
immediately.
First thing in the morning?
It's around 10 o'clock, 10:30 now in the morning.
Oh.
Then we should leave today and attempt to accomplish our task at the end of the evening. You, Daynor, you said you are heading back today?
Yes, I can delay it and make sure we get that spell broken from you.
Indeed. Or would it be better for you to be at the rift at that time? How long will it take you to get there?
It will take me, I would say, 2, perhaps 3 hours. I will make it in 2 hours.
Excellent. You will be there in time then if we follow through with our current plan.
And your time is sunset today.
Twilight.
Today?
Yes.
That you guys are this. I think we should do it at the very earliest tomorrow,
Why? What?
because who
what,
knows what we're gonna face when we get to the other side.
The challenges could be varied.
Then let us.
If we have more, if it could be, it's going to be a race either way. But I feel like you're giving us
Let us.
8 hours, 9 hours at the very most.
But if it's only a mile away, that's a short job.
The distance, I don't think, is Fiona's concern. It is studying, trying to observe the effects of these anomalies, and successfully breaking them
According
down.
to the Cabal, it's a whisk, and we're done.
Yeah, but who else is looking for these?
Might I also interject, as I've done before, as devil's advocate? Even with the work the Cabalists are doing at the Rift here in the city, there is the tiniest bit of trickle of chaotic magic slowly ebbing out, as I'm sure you have felt. So while I said before, I can remove the shadow that is following you, there's a chance I may be stripping you of the connection you have to the ley lines. That I can sense slowly growing day by day, moment by moment. The same thing with teleportation. No offense to you, Reginald. He is quite confident in getting you there, but at the same time, things are not as they appear in the magic sense these days, and each moment it grows stranger.
So we either go now or we go not by teleporter and we travel by horse to our respective places. If you feel it is unsafe to teleport us, then that is the other option.
That is certainly an option. I think I would my preference you already know, and that is for you to stay. If you are determined to not stay, I think teleportation is the best route. I am just being devil's advocate that more chaos is happening. It's harder for us to do the work that we need to do.
Then perhaps we leave the shadow upon us for now. When the rift is hopefully sealed and we meet again in Kennebryn, then we can have it removed at that time, once everything is sealed.
Then it will know that we approach the arcs.
It will.
I think, given the resources we have at our disposal, confusion could be just as useful as breaking that connection altogether. It would wonder why, I could only hope, why we would separate at a time like this, and hopefully it would be too late until it realizes our true intentions.
I agree with the Bard on that. At the same time, this enemy of ours from the south, Zexa,
It may not be Zexa after all.
I'm sorry.
3 hours later.
Well, let's for now presume it
It
is.
was an odd feeling, but it could have been this taco shack. Burrito affected me.
Regardless, I don't think it's going to change our path. So
If it is Zexa, the less information he has, the far better it is. So I really don't know where to land on that as an opinion.
I think we compromise the two ideas. Fiona, I think it's safer to leave now. Valamir, I think it's better to wait another full day and give Fiona and myself, yourself, Cavan, Vessel, and Coal a chance to study this enemy, this abstract object we face. We've had success with the ley line rift, but this is the much more sinister and dangerous older brother. There are 3 of them, and there will be only 2 of us.
Now, I am not an over-planner by nature, but I must say,
There's a lot of throat clearings going on.
if
Can
we
you hear an
split
eye roll?
up and go to each location and we do give that ourselves away, the sooner we can accomplish our goal, the better. If we could attempt the same day, if we sense that that has not been successful, we can remain there and do it again the next day. But it would at least give us the best opportunity to accomplish our task. And if somebody fails at their within the first day but succeeds in the second, then the second day we again repeat what needs done to align the arcs.
Must it not be done simultaneously?
Yes, in order to have the effect that we want. Otherwise, it is just a nullifying effect. There will be no benefit.
No.
Yeah.
If I am coming at this from every possible worry that could be there. If the window is not used, it could make it harder for you to complete another time, or it could create some sort of alignment on another cascading arc we don't know about. And then there are 4 or 5.
If we don't do them all in unison.
Right.
Very well. Then
What
the
of-
day after tomorrow.
What of the first thing in the morning?
Whenever, whatever
Let's
time
do
anyone
tomorrow.
says.
If we
After a
leave, if
full
we can
rest.
leave immediately, that'll give us. When we do it tomorrow at twilight, that'll give us a day and a half.
Very well. It is settled then. Let
Tomorrow
us
at
be about our
twilight.
business.
And you are leaving
Now.
now, and you are not requesting me to break the spell.
Accurate.
She doesn't look quite happy, but she is not going to push it. She's already put her foot down at one spot, and she's not going to do it again.
I mean, we could plan for another hour or so if you want it.
She
Everyone, synchronize your watches.
says, a bunch of sundials come together, touching at different angles. It makes no sense whatsoever. She says, Reginald? All right, I'll start preparing the teleportation circle. So who is going to Ganderlock?
That will be Fiona and Vessel, I believe.
Yes.
As only makes sense.
He nods. And who is going to the northwest? So northeast is Ganderlock. Northwest is the Castle Lethano.
Do you have a preference? Coal.
I think Port Heath would probably be best for us.
Very
Port
well.
Heath. So Port Heath for the 2
The
Goliaths.
Goliaths.
And then Arragus. And he puts a hand on your shoulder, gentle hand, Valamir.
I tap his hand on mine.
He smiles sadly, hoping that he'll see you again soon, and says, I hope I see you again soon.
We'll see.
And you two will be going to Castle Lethano.
Correct.
Very well. Who is first then?
My
Ganderlock?
halfling lover and I.
Ganderlock it is.
Yeah, we'll go first.
All right, just give me a few moments. And off he goes excitedly. You think he hasn't been entrusted with something like this
Ever.
before, so he's quite excited.
Are you prepared for this? And do we know where we're going?
Kind of.
No and no.
It's been a while since I've been in the city. But we have connections. Barring all else.
I do believe it was
What
stated
are we
that
looking
the
for? Is this going to be lying on the ground?
It will be apparent
It will
once
be
we are
apparent.
close.
I have my trust in you.
I believe the cascading arcs of Ganderlock are outside of the actual city, if I'm not mistaken, near where the teleportation stone is. If I do recall the information we have received.
How accurate are you on that?
Not 100%.
Okay.
For sure.
Dropping dramatically for each word that I say.
The city is not small. Am I understanding that correctly for Ganderlock?
The city is not small. No.
The city is not small. So
I mean, it's short. It's a lot of short.
It's short.
Okay. A few moments later, near the rooftop, the group has gathered at the top of the House of the Queen's Cabal. There's a small little walkway over to the top of the Starseer's place, where there is a rock support that supports a big circular platform that extends off the corner. 3 stories down below, lots of people milling about the azure street, unaware that the future of the magic of the city is about to be decided. All of you are staying at this doorway at the Queen's house, except for Reginald and Fiona and Vessel. He says, all right, go ahead and step in, get as close to the middle of the circle. I don't know, like stand side by side. You want to be as close, both of you, as tight as possible to the middle circle. Even closer.
Fiona climbs on top of Vessel.
Oh, perfect. And he says, I was going to suggest like holding hands or whatever, as much as you can be as one. I've only teleported one person at a time, is what I'm trying to say, but this should be fine.
I have
You
a
haven't
lot
seen-
of faith in you.
You haven't seen Star Trek 1, have you? When the teleporter incident. It's gonna
Wouldn't
be
worry
fun.
about
Came
that at all.
through. Didn't live long, fortunately.
McCoy refuses to go to Ganderlock by teleportation. I'll take the horse. He says, all right.
Scramble my DNA.
And he steps away from the teleportation circle just a few feet away, holds onto a railing on the Starseer's roof, and then starts casting a spell, weaving his hand. Rings start to come out from his hand, almost like Aquaman rings heading towards you. They then hit you, change angle, and then start to go down vertically towards the portal. They hit the portal and then shimmer outwards on the stone platform, one after the other, after the other. And then little by little, you see Fiona and Vessel start to fade. They're still able to look around at you. You see your environment start to fade and become hazy and gray and white. All of you can see Fiona and Vessel just starting to fade amongst these little circles. And at the last moment, you can see Fiona make some sort of move or say some sort of word before the two of them fade away. What is it that she says or does?
She whispers to Vessel, I hope this goes well.
And then they are gone.
Oh, this bolt was supposed to be. Oh, no.
The last ring hits and quivers out of the portal. Down below is some sort of wizard in training, looking up, sensing something, but isn't quite sure what's going on up there, and continues shopping. And your teleportation guy says, Reginald says, it worked. He concentrates, puts his fingers to his temple.
The level of surprise you have is alarming.
He says, but I thought there might be a delay, or it hasn't been used in a while. They might get bounced back, but it worked just perfectly. All right.
Vessel's on top now, and she's on
Yeah.
They're inside out.
He
I
says,
believe Cavan and Coal should be next.
oh no, I've got Castle Lethano.
Very well. Why does the order make a difference?
You gotta go counterclockwise.
Everyone knows that. Like every circle does, it goes counterclockwise.
Very well.
It's the Witterson's
That
teleporter.
does make sense. Yes, I understand now.
And he says, no, I got to get prepared for it.
Very well.
All right. And he, the two of you walk across the walkway onto the second building. You walk over towards the circle, and he shakes your hand, Arragus, as you go by. Reginald does, and says, good luck, and we'll see you soon back here.
All the best, and he grips a little bit harder
Oh,
for a safe journey.
Of course.
And there's a gold piece in his hand.
Tucks it in his little shirt pocket. Taps it.
That went very smoothly.
Teleportation circle near the front of the stage, please.
If you could get us a quarter mile instead of half mile, that'd be great.
And then he, as you approach, he takes your hand in both of his. He says, please come back, Valamir.
I placed my hand on his shoulder and I said, Reginald, you've done quite well, indeed. It's been surprising, but well done.
He says, I thank you.
I do hope you reach your potential someday.
And he says, the city is counting on you. The city needs you.
We know.
We all need you, he calls out.
I'm aware.
Goodbye, Valamir, Grace.
He says, all right, now the two of you need to get close together, as close as you can. It makes it easier.
Hop in.
Hop in is the word.
Arragus jumps in his hat, I guess.
Well, I mean, like having done some dog training, there's a command between, which is the dog comes right in between your legs. I figured that would be a little insulting.
Center.
Yes, exactly.
Little clicker.
That's a good Arragus.
Arragus.
All right, you take his space between Valamir's legs quite easily.
Wiggle waggle.
You're lucky I can fit in this space.
Thank you for not making it weird.
Reginald says, without even looking at the situation, no, you got to get even closer, and runs over to the circle and physically starts to touch the two of you, mostly Valamir, to get you guys as
We're,
close.
Sensing a
thank you,
problem
Reginald.
here.
Don't waste your time here. We're fine.
All right. And
I noticed I didn't get any closer. I just stood there.
he then heads back and
He
starts,
is a little handsy.
he starts to cast his circle, and warm rings come out, a little bit thicker and warmer than the last rings. And they come out and they hit Valamir, and then they go down across his body,
Ooh, tingly.
and then they go over
And then go back
Arragus.
up and then down.
What a little massage.
Some rings are massaging the back of and then a pat, and then it goes away.
And then the rings start to descend, and you two start to get more and more faded, more transparent. The world around you goes grayer and grayer. And just before you fade out, Arragus does or says something to the rest of the group as they fade away.
Exit stage left.
And it's gone. There's a quietness.
You should have played the Zelda note. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Okay.
Reginald appears to be watching that portal for a while.
Hello.
Danor says, is everything all right? And Reginald says, yes, they're fine. And he looks
I'm
a little
lonely.
sad. And he says, oh, all right.
He's got a tear in his eye. They made it.
All right, who's next? Let's get Silverwood.
That's me.
Two
Yes.
hulking Goliaths.
I got a piece of his hair.
All right, just stand wherever you want in the circle. Let's go.
Anyone
One of
was
you'll make
fine.
it, don't worry.
I just wanted to be close. It should have been me in that ring.
Were you born Siamese? Because it's about to happen.
Awesome.
He brings you guys together, gets you into the portal, and then starts casting quickly and also almost absent-mindedly. Rings start
gosh.
kind of just hitting you. A couple rings fall off the edge of the wall, tumble into the street.
Did I need that one? Some randomly teleporting people through the city. It should have been me.
And you guys start to fade away, and at the last moment, Cole says or does something right as the two of them disappear. What does he do or say?
Rock hard.
He gets raised eyebrows from the two Kabbalists.
Reginald's like, yes, I am. Yes.
The two of you fade away, and
They have a different brotherly relationship.
Reginald looks at Danor, and he says, well, that was odd. She says, yes, but at least they're out of our hands, but it's also the fate of the magic of the kingdom is in their hands. And they leave the portal behind, And we will take our break there, and we will be back momentarily to see where they are next. Be right back. Fiona and Vessel, you start to see something other than gray and white as you arrive at your destination. There is a tingliness about you. You have 1 point of fatigue just for the next 10 minutes. I'd say even the next just 3 minutes. Very short amount of time.
Enough time to walk to.
No, very short amount of time. You find yourself standing on a stone circle with rings carved into it. They wobble with a magical white little ring energy, just like you left, and realize you have traveled a great distance instantaneously. Your circle then slowly slopes down and then has a few steps and then ends at a wall, and you find yourself in a small circular room that is pitch black.
Fiona can see.
What kind of vision do you have? Dark vision?
Dark vision, yep.
Dark vision works.
Oh, there's a searing bright light that appears as Vessel casts light on his forehead.
I can just... You cast bright lights. You cover your eyes, Fiona, and you can make out you are in a small room made of stone. It has a rounded dome at the top, and there is a singular iron door at the other side of this dark underground place. And you know this does not feel at all like Ganderlock, because Ganderlock always has a little rumbling motion to it. And this does not have that. It's very quiet.
This seems much like the catacombs where I come from.
Yeah. Well, let's hit that door and see what happens.
Vessel makes his way to the door and
All right.
tries it out.
There's a big beam that is closing it. You see there's some sort of mechanism that someone could do some sort of key or some sort of lever to move it from the other side, but you have total control from this side. You're able to slide it over with a loud screeching noise, and you open up the door and are blinded by bright sunlight on the other side.
It's
not my spell!
Revenge! You see as you open up, you are inside a small building on top of a slope that overlooks the road that leads right into Ganderlock. You are on kind of a scrubby hill with a couple of scraggly little bushes here or there. There is a path that is very old and worn. You can barely make out that leads from this hilltop down to the main thoroughfare of the road that leads up to Ganderlock itself. Ergo, this has not been used and doesn't get used very often. You can see on the road there is a wagon that has just left. A couple of gnomes on it and a couple of donkeys loaded with goods, and are heading out. And you look and that's heading to the west, to your left. To the right, and also they're looking up at you a little confused. They've never seen anyone come out of that building before.
The mausoleum opened.
Yes. Kill it! To your right, you see the grand city of Ganderlock. This is a huge city on the river, the Thorn River in the northeast, just outside of the Ash Mountains. It is an incredible marvel within the world of Varen. What you see of this city, though it is next to the river itself just barely trickles by and hits a small little lake at a top. Some of it spills over and creates a small little side river that then falls down into a huge crater-looking area beneath the ground level, while the river then continues and meanders down. And as it falls down to this crater that is filled with white hot lava. Tons of lava for several miles. This huge crater creating steam that rises up where that little mini waterfall lands.
What's that area called?
That's called Ganderlock.
Oh, the city's amongst the
What,
lava?
what you see
Okay.
is above the lava is the city of Ganderlock, a 2-mile diameter, huge, bulbous disc-like thing that is hovering and floating above the lava itself. It is massive. It is totally contained. There are no visible buildings or anything. It's all contained within like this ovally egg type shape, a little more flatter and wider. The whole place is held up with magic and creations and tinkering for generations. And you see there are jet blasts of pure force and physics, as well as magic, that just has the whole city just hovering maybe 100 feet off the ground of the crater and up high enough that midway of the city vertically there is a bridge that gets very close to it, as it's essentially this huge crater.
The bridge just thumps against the ground
Yep,
every now and then.
so
Okay.
often with this huge city. And then there's also several, maybe five or six little vertical, I don't know what you call them, water bucket type things, conveyor belt type things, water buckets, but grabbing the lava and bringing it up into the city. And you can see there's several open windows of different houses and shops, and within is the greatest physical machinations and industrial work that's ever been seen on the face of this world, your home of Ganderlock. And I guess also your home as well, more than you know anything else as well, Vessel. As you've been, I don't know, not built there, but I'm sure reworked on and that kind of stuff.
Tinkered
yeah,
with.
for some time.
I think technically it was found under
Mirskan?
Mirskan.
Gotcha. And that is your site that you see. There are 4 gnomish guards at the entrance of the bridge, right at the edge of the crater, and there are 2 more at the other end. And that's where you guys are at.
Is the sustaining of the city deafening, or is it managed under some?
No, it's pretty loud. You can definitely hear it from here, and it'll get louder as you get in. And once you get in the city, it's deadened. But the lower you go within the city itself, it'll get louder and louder.
Okay, all right.
Now that we're here, I have some questions about my home.
Yes.
How affluent? I mean, we've heard the name Tumblepot a few times.
Mm-hmm.
How affluent is my family here?
Quite.
Okay. Does Fiona know what or where the fire chambers are?
You have an idea.
Okay.
They're normally not someplace that anyone's allowed to go unless you're maintaining work on them.
Okay. That's it for now. Should we go find Mima and Pop Pop?
I think it would
Oh,
be.
that's another. Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Ask your questions. I will wait.
So in season 3 we met Phineas in Mirskan.
Mm-hmm.
Is he here or is he still in Mirskan?
He is still in Mirskan. The
Okay.
rest of your family
So my
is
parents
here.
are here, but
Yes.
not the grandfather. Okay.
I think it would be wise to pay the family a visit.
I don't think we're gonna get into where we need to go without them.
Where do we need to go?
Well, we need to find the fire chambers. That's where the Ark is going to be.
The Ark.
The
Yes.
cascading Ark that we're here too.
No reason why you're there.
You're Vessel, right? Not Cavan?
No.
You went with the wrong person.
It's been some time since I've seen Mima and Pop Pop.
Then we should not delay.
Yeah.
But there is
Agreed.
also time for the Ark as well.
Yeah, we have until tomorrow.
Then
That's
we
why
should
you
not-
wanted the day, just so you can fuck around.
Well, no, I didn't know.
Get his laundry
The
done.
wait,
Hey, Mom, I'm home. Here's my laundry.
I didn't.
Just drop it in the lava, honey.
Fiona did not expect the teleportation to work at all. And who knows what else? There's,
Yeah.
You guys got probably a more uphill battle in finding things than I do.
Probably.
So yeah, we trek off towards the city.
Okay, you guys head towards the city. You shuffle down this barely of a path to the main road. You still get some glances from the wagon going further away. You approach the guards, one of which has been watching you the whole time with a strange look. And then as you get very close, he says, "Ah, it's Vessel and Tumblepot. Well, come on in." And they part ways. Where do you think they've been? I don't know.
Good to see you. Thank you very much.
And he
Peep-a-die.
he taps his cap and says, "Peep-a-die." And they start whispering, "Did they teleport? She doesn't teleport." As you go right on by, you walk across this bridge of metal that is over this lava. The temperature is definitely warm. You can feel it. You can hear the jet blasting of the city. You can see it. You're essentially looking at the other end of the bridge, this opening to go in with big doors that are wide open, and it just slowly goes a few feet low and then slowly rises a few feet as you get closer and closer. It's something that, Fiona, you've known for most of your life, and you just get used to this is just how the city is. Vessel, I don't know if you have feelings about being over lava like this.
Don't think he is concerned
All
about
right.
it.
And as you walk over, you see the two guards there, and one of them, they don't say anything. One of them just stands in front of you, holds out a hand, looking away from you at the doorway, and he waits, and then he motions you for to go quickly to get in. Like some bad theme park ride. You then go inside and walk through and
Are you two together? Okay.
ladies only. And you go inside, you leave the daylight behind, and you step inside the city of Ganderlock. It is made up of multiple levels, multiple tiers that do multiple jobs. The temperature gets much cooler as soon as you step inside. The lights totally change to illuminated lights, either a flame and gas or magical continual lights that are everywhere, or many different tinkered devices, and you're used to that kind of lower light level. The smells, it smells of machinery, oil, but it also has the wonderful gnomish foods with strange roots and stuff they are able to farm within the city, as well as some sort of meats you've known better than to ask about of where those come from.
It's our enemies.
It's made from gnomes.
As you guys walk inside on the main level, you approach a main huge shaft area that is like a, I don't know, almost like an atrium type space that covers multiple floors. There are several machines there that have lifts of different things. Some have large, huge, train cars, if you will, of water that are being brought up and then dropped at different areas. And there are tons of people working just that one lift, stopping, dumping, that kind of a thing. There's another one that has metal, different chunks and things of metal that they're stopping at different floors, and just a whole bunch of that kind of chaos going on. But then there's people walking around and laughing. There's a living level down below where you see people have their windows, and it looks much more homey, a little bit more hobbity, but mixed with an industrial steampunk vibe. So you got a cute little window with some drapes behind it, behind giant industrial brass, metal, copper railings and that kind of stuff going on. It tends to be loud, and with that loudness, that is where you are unable to detect the attack as two gnomes jump upon the two of you, Penwive and Vegas, friends of the two of you, childhood friends of Fiona. One jumps on Vessel, the other is also going to jump on Vessel as they jump upon you, and they go, "Vessel, Fiona, what are you doing back here?"
Been
Keep it
infected
up.
by a Vegas.
You've just popped that.
The head rotates and just stares at the two that are pinned on
He
me.
grins at you and boops you on the nose.
Oh, it's been too long since we've been back. We
Ye-
had to come see you.
Vegas doesn't pay you any attention, Fiona, and just looks at you, Vessel, and says, "You've got more bits on you."
Fiona has been working diligently on me.
He says, here, and he climbs over your shoulder, over your gun awkwardly, grabs around your neck and slides down into your arms, and then spins around so his back is on your chest, and you're cupping his buttocks in his sitting hands and says, do the thing! Do the thing! Come on!
Finger slides in.
Yeah.
You suck.
Do the improv I want you
And
to
then
do.
turn the light on.
I'll do the thing. Do the thing.
Do it! Come on!
I'm working on it. Where's the spell I need?
Oh, don't you remember?
Oh, no, I don't. Guiding
Fiona, is
bolt?
this thing on?
He says, Fiona, what's wrong with him?
You need to put a quarter in the
Nothing.
slot.
One of the upgrades.
Yeah.
Monetary value.
There is a soft pulse that goes on around Vessel.
All right.
And a thin sphere, perfect sphere, wraps around him. And all of the city noises just vanish entirely.
All right.
It's absolutely dead quiet for a city that has been nothing but noise these two children entire life.
Yeah, they're like a little younger than her.
Yeah, okay.
Can you hear him?
Everyone in the bubble, I cannot hear.
Okay, then you just see him mouth a long word of cool. And he's clapping silently. Penwife,
And then it washes away and the city noises return.
Penwife with a shock of red hair, Penwife says, so where have you been?
Well, we were at the university in Almithra.
Oh yeah, you were heading that way.
Yeah, we were there for a while.
I didn't think you were going to be back ever, because I think you said we were terrible and we smelled like poop and you were never ever going to come back if we kept acting like whatever we were acting like.
Yeah, I remember saying that.
Yeah, but we haven't changed much, and yet here you are.
I heard you changed a little.
I changed a little. Did you hear that I am the new master of indoor farming equipment storage?
Oh,
I'm in charge of the whole room now.
that's great. How's that working out?
It's great.
How many tools have you lost?
And Vegas pops his head out of his bubble and drops down off of Vessel and says, thanks, V. And says, hey, did you hear the good news about the promotion? And Penvive says, I told him, no, about mine. I am Vault Door Custodian now.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it took me a full 2 years of apprenticeship, but now I can open and close vault doors.
Nice.
And what have you done? You've been off seeing the world, growing as a person, and becoming a better gnome than I ever will.
Yeah, that's pretty much sums it up.
End quote.
He says, but how's that
Biggest
working
bitter
out
gum.
for you?
Yeah, it's working pretty good.
You seem like you're kind of coming back, maybe because maybe things haven't worked out. Maybe things aren't quite working out how you imagine.
I heard there was a job opening for a vault custodian.
He said, no, there's no job
That's
openings.
what I heard.
No.
Yeah, you better go check with your boss.
Yeah, you better stop being like you again. You haven't changed much at all.
Good.
And Penwife says, stop causing trouble already. And he comes over and he tousles your hair. Meanwhile, gray world starts to fade for our folks who was going to Port Heath?
That was
The twins.
Goliath.
Twins.
Gray world starts to fade for Valamir and Arragus, and it becomes darker and darker and darker and dark. And Arragus, you find yourself in a incredibly cramped space, being touched on at all sides by something hard, and something soft in your face is slightly smothering you. The air is very stale, and you're a small person, you can barely move.
Valamir, move your ass.
You sense no Valamir at all.
So sorry. Who do I have here?
You start to feel around. You
Oh, Reginald.
He tried.
He sabotaged you.
How did you end up in my room?
You feel around. You feel yourself with wood above you, wood beneath your belly, and wood
God.
on the sides, very close.
You're in a coffin.
Very smooth wood.
Such a downside with you.
And you find something fluffy and furry in your face, and it feels quite soft and comfortable.
Meow.
You touch it, and it feels like some sort of thick garment.
Oh, okay. Is there a body on top of me?
You feel around. You sense no body and no person.
It's just a piece of material.
You've gone to Narnia.
Yeah.
You hear a knocking sound. Can you make a knocking sound, Chris? You hear a knocking sound.
It's more of a cop sound.
I'm indecent at the moment.
He's got to be in one of these.
There is some rustling sound, and the door to this small wardrobe is opened, and the wardrobe is laying awkwardly on top of several overturned chairs with the door facing the ground, and Valamir has opened it up, spilling you out harshly 3 feet onto the floor of a circular ringed teleportation circle.
Featherfall!
I don't think there's even enough time.
That's like 25 feet for me, okay?
That's 3 times my body height.
Yeah, that's like critical damage.
Hopefully I land on the garment that was on
Oh
top
yeah,
of
good
me.
point. You land on the garment. It is a nice old wintry traveling cloak type thing for the mountains.
Get all the dust out of it. Oh, thank you, Valamir.
The two of you are in essentially a igloo-shaped hole of storage debris crap. So there's chairs, there's tables, everything has been stacked, and the teleportation made just enough an adjustment for you to exist in there, Valamir. It didn't quite work because he can exist in any space to our halfling bard, so he existed within the wardrobe. But you are literally hunkered down. You can see a little. No, there's no light at all down here. It's very, very dark, and just all this furniture, and it feels like it's going to collapse any time. It smells very musty as well.
We must be cautious. We don't know exactly what we're stepping into from here. And although Valamir can't see shit because he has no dark vision, so.
Neither do I. Do you have prestidigitation?
No.
Fairy lights?
Nope.
That's all I got.
Firebolt.
Wow. And the
Jesus.
mission is doomed.
Yeah,
You have firebolt, you said?
Yeah.
that sounds like a good idea. Storage closet.
Yeah.
Hold very still.
Well, shit sticks.
One of you has to have a torch.
Yeah, we have torches.
Yeah.
Actual
The wizards.
You guys are flipping through your spell books. Just move that torch out of the way. Hang on.
I can't see my spell book here. Hold this. No light spell. I don't know.
It's a funny
How are
little
we gonna do
tool
this?
that Fiona
We're
gave
completely
me.
foiled here.
I have something called a candle. Maybe I'll use that. Yeah, Arragus will grab the torch or candle, whatever he's
How
got.
about a candle? Let's
Yeah.
start with that.
Yeah.
You light up a candle and
feel
do
like
not
we're in a highly flammable
incinerate
room.
yourselves in the middle of a bonfire situation. All right, so you find yourself in a basement, on top of a teleportation circle that is dirty and dusty and has not seen use in quite some time, as was foretold last adventure. It's been a long time since this circle's been used.
It's been like over a decade, right? Because Arragus can kind of tell
It's
with
been
these
a while.
spaces. Yeah.
There's some stairwell that heads out. There are barrels here, casks, some crates that look to be more readily accessible. But then this area with the teleportation circle on the far wall of the basement, just all the craft's been dumped in here, like ping pong tables, that kind of stuff. Is all just dumped.
Stairs going up, or is it like a storm door? situation?
It's stairs going up inside.
Okay. Shall we have a peek through?
Indeed.
Arragus will go up slowly. Hopefully there's not too much creaking on the stairs, and he'll listen to the door first and then peek through, and then if it's all clear, he'll just go.
Make a perception roll.
Valamir does have his shield out currently, just so you know.
Okay.
It's already out.
Perception roll. That is a total of 14.
You hear nothing.
I hear nothing, apparently. And I will peek through the door. Open the door. And then...
Yeah, Valamir's just following.
Okay. You see a door that opens up into a small little room, and that you can see opens up, and you can peek and see a doorway that leads to some sort of dining area, and another door that leads to a kitchen, and then a long hallway of a castle.
Does this
stone
place
and
look
stuff.
lived in?
Not the area you're at, but it looks much more lived in. Yes.
There are probably residents in this.
Yes,
castle
you can even
somewhere.
smell some breakfast that was made. Are you? Yeah, what time did you guys leave? Yeah, around noon or something.
Yeah,
some
yeah, lunch.
Recent lunch, but you don't see anyone right now.
They will be quite surprised to find us in their castle.
Yes,
We
of
must
course.
tread carefully.
Oh, of course. I'm hoping that sound of our arrival wasn't too much noise.
Seems like we haven't alerted anyone yet, so
So hopefully these
if
stone
we can
floors
get
do
out
their
of the
job.
castle without notice, that may be for the best.
I dare say we try. So going out the door down the hall, still being very cautious, listening for sounds, kind of following the smell, and then just looking out any windows that we see to gauge how high we are from the ground,
All right.
where we are.
And reconsidering, I'm putting the shield away.
Okay, shields away.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't want to be, like, walking through the castle armed with a shield, you know?
Peeking just over.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey neighbor, how are you?
Yeah.
Hi-ho. All right, you guys walk through, and you can see just a few windows here or there out into a courtyard where there's an open area. There's a stable. You can see some horses. You can see the walls of the castle. You are on the ground floor.
Okay.
That's what you can make out. You see, eerily though, no one around at all, and it is quite quiet.
But there were smells of food being made.
Yes.
And no torches in the corridor or any sign of being lived in, like you was saying. Just the
No
food smell?
torches, food smell, that's all you see. You do walk down a corridor that has several tapestries on it. It has a wooden sign with painted on there in glorious calligraphy that reads Hall of Remembrance as you walk through it.
Valamir, also being a fan of tapestries as well, is distracted momentarily
All right.
as he's checking these out.
Yeah, you do see the tapestries depict great warriors with their portraits of fallen knights, such as a young knight named Sir Gerard, fallen in the Battle of Rescalon, which is to the northeast. A smiling portrait of a knight named Sir Adam, who fell in defense of the town Embrick. And a strong-looking, silver-haired fallen knight named Sir Brenrose, fallen in the Battle of the White Dragon. You continue on and are at the entrance to the castle.
I'm following Arragus at the moment.
Okay. Yeah. We don't have a technical, a physical connection to these ley line arcs, so we wouldn't know how to sense their presence or anything. Would the alignment rod help us in any way?
Valamir would work on that.
to
Yeah.
that goal.
Okay.
Yeah, because I had thought about that before, trying to suss out where using the alignment rod, where the cascading arcs
And
may
Arragus
be.
does have since he was inside of one of the ley line rifts, he's hoping maybe he has some connection, so he's just going to help however he can.
Okay.
Yeah,
You
we'll
guys
combine
then
ourselves.
stand there and maybe kneel down, break out the alignment rod, and start trying to sense things, moving it around. No one is coming there to accost you in any way or ask what you're doing.
It's good because it's going to get awkward.
Have you tried twisting and pulling? I've already bopped it.
As you do that, we switch to another location. Coal and Cavan, the top of the Starseer's house above, looking down on the city of Canabrin, fades away, turns gray, turns white. You then travel instantaneously, and then it becomes dark and dark and dark and dark and dark, then darkish blue, and then incredibly wet, and you are now choking on seawater as you are beneath an ocean.
Oh, God.
I need both of you to make Constitution saving throws, please.
Oh, God. Okay.
Target number is a 15.
19.
Okay.
Off the saving throw. Thank you very much. 13.
Okay. If you pass, you take 8 points of damage. If you fail, you take 16 as you start to unaware just start choking and drowning. You find yourself underneath the ocean. You are within ruins of a teleportation circle. You can briefly glimpse it in the chaos as you're unable to breathe. Beneath you, you see there is a ruined roof above you with some ocean beams of light from 40 feet above.
40 feet!
There are multiple statues here, some that have fallen over. There's seaweed. There's dark oceany shapes. It's hard to see. It's blurry, and it is chaos and panic for the two of you. Oh, also, everyone is suffering from that fatigue for just a few moments. So Fiona, you guys are fine.
Yeah.
Even Valamir,
Not yet.
after the warmth of the love of Reginald.
No.
The gentle.
Well, what
So,
did we make?
Uh,
Cavan made it with 3 hours in Christopher's hands.
Yeah. First roll killed him.
I just cast sleep. Cavan is looking
Too late.
about
Make Constitution saving throws again.
for
15 is your target number.
got it.
Oh.
18.
missed.
Okay, that's 8 and 16 points of damage.
Oh, Caven's diving fast.
Yeah.
Cole starts swimming up. You said there was light above us through a broken roof?
Yes,
Cole starts swimming towards that light.
Cole is swimming.
I imagine Caven's
Cavan
got
is
like his
following.
shield and his sword and everything, chainmail. All
Did you
that
say
on him.
Caven's fallen?
Following.
Following.
Following. That's
Following.
much
He's
better.
down 30 hit
Much-
points right
much
now out
better.
of
All right.
47.
So
Yeah, one more failed, and he is
Don't
down.
forget those 9 temp.
all right.
Does that
yes?
work for this? Because
Once
it's
you
not
have
in
'em, you
combat.
have 'em.
It's hit
Nah, it
points.
won't work for this.
Oh well.
That's what we're saying. I gotta think
it's-
like
If you
him.
hadn't had asked, it would have worked.
I know. I know.
Just so you know.
Actually, I didn't ask. But anyway.
So, you guys now are taking action. You are moving up. You have purpose. You are not going to immediately drown, but you will drown within, I don't know, heroically 10 or 12 rounds or so. So you can easily make it up to the top of the surface if you're not wearing any armor.
What?
It
Does chainmail count as armor?
Chainmail definitely counts as armor. What kind of armor does Caven have? If it's leather, he's probably not so bad of a situation.
Yeah, not that.
yeah.
Caven's got to have full.
Cavan's gonna have full fun armor.
So,
Bottom left of the first page.
Bottom
Or,
left.
sorry, second page.
Bottom left.
Second one down.
Chainmail.
chainmail. Okay. So you guys are in heavy chainmail that is keeping you from being able to swim effectively whatsoever. And you try to swim. What you can do is
If I may,
Yes?
just point of order. Let's see. Little
But they're
giant ability for the twins.
Yes.
Proficient with athletics, and you count as one size larger when determining carrying capacity and the weight You can push, drag, or lift.
Ignore everything I just said.
Thank you. I'll be done all day.
Nice.
The panic that you're like, wait a minute, I'm bigger than I think.
Now, do we think Tim would have caught that?
You're the best Goliath we've ever had.
There's never been a better Cavan.
Still love you, Tim. We'll make you a new character.
You guys swim, pushing through the water. Wow, boy, are you?
And,
I'm glad you guys came here than
Yeah.
these two.
For real.
Well, Vessel would have been fine here, too. Just
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys push and you.
Well, you have the
swim.
ring. You have the ring, the swim speed.
Oh yeah. You push
Oh,
and you
man.
push and you swim up and up and up. Make a perception roll. 14 is your target numbers.
perception 14.
12 for Cole.
14.
14. Cavan, you see a dark shape circling around the water and closing in aggressively. It is closing in on the least aware person, which is your brother Coal. It has a tail that has a big fin sticking out the back of it and a large dorsal shape, and is speeding aggressively towards your brother.
Can I intercept?
You can try. Make an athletics roll real fast. Just 12 and you're fine.
I think he even has an ability to intercept or something.
That's
or at
me.
least that was. Oh, is it? Okay.
Proficient with athletics. I'm assuming the math is already
You do have
involved.
a dash, if that counts for anything.
Yeah, the charge.
The charge.
Yeah.
No, right now it's just athletics. See if you can get there.
Oh, I see.
Natural 2025 total.
Good timing.
The chainmail is
Vessel gave me his ring.
That is huge. All right, you intercede. You get between Cole. Cole, you are totally oblivious as this huge shark comes racing right at you, Cavan. You get in the way, and it comes and bites at you. And without getting huge advantage, it will just get a regular attack upon you.
That might not have been a good idea.
You may take control of the scene as
Oh.
the teeth come at you with a natural one. Was not anticipating you to get there in time. Only maybe even saw one of you.
Ride it to the surface.
Inwardly, it's Celine protects me. He lashes out, smacking him with the his hammer. I think is what he has. Warhammer.
Okay.
And unleashing a smite of thundering, causing electricity to pulse through the water in his direction.
Okay.
And wrap around him and do whatever needs to be done there.
All right. Roll. Smite of what? What are you casting?
Smite of thunder? Thunder smite, I think is what it is.
A smite is.
I have to do.
A +5 for your attack, and then divine smite you when you hit with a melee attack.
So divine smite.
Oh, thunderous smite.
Oh,
Excuse
thunderous
me.
smite as a spell.
The other
Okay.
character sheet, please.
First time you hit with a melee weapon attack during this spell, thunder that is audible within 300 feet. The attack deals an extra 2d6 thunder damage to the target.
Okay.
If it is a creature, it must succeed on a strength saving throw or be pushed 10 feet away, or knocked prone.
This is more thematic than
Yeah,
anything else.
for sure.
So you make an attack roll.
Yes.
Oh my god.
24 to hit.
24 is a huge hit.
Should I roll the second attack, or does that matter?
Yeah, go ahead.
Same number, 24.
Nice.
It's goo goo. So it's just like that. It's just this big X sweep, and the last one is the thunderous one, and it just pulses out this blast of electricity into the water.
We're having squid for dinner tonight.
Cole, you.
Who knew Goliath paladins were so
the
cool?
the next scene is just going to be Cavan carrying the shark by the tail up the.
He just rises out of the water with it.
Cole, you breach the surface, finally reaching air and take some desperate, huge gasps.
It's salty.
And you look around, you see bits of ruined structures of this submerged town Draenor city beneath the ocean, just few bits sticking up. Then you look around for your brother and you see your worst fear possible, just huge rising mass of pink blood spreading out underneath you. And you take some big breaths to go down and rescue him from whatever fate befell him until you see him rising out with a smile on his face out of the bloody mist.
Cavan.
I have the first kill of the day. Boom. Soline provides dinner for us.
You are treading water right now and find yourself head first, just head poking out of the water, trying to keep your space. The heavy armor, definitely heavy, but you're able to hold where you're at. And you're gonna get tired for sure. Again, you see some structures. You see like a big turtleish dome of some sort of stone building sticking out. You see a couple towers sticking out here, maybe some strange pillar or two sticking out here. You've arrived in some ruins. You see one direction is endless ocean as far as you can see, with some dark clouds off on the horizon. On the far opposite side, you can see a couple 100 yards away is are some more of these structures sticking out more and more out of the water as the shore starts to rise to the town of Port Heath in that direction. So essentially more and more of these submerged structures start to appear coming out of the water until you start to see structures just on land. You see the ones that are on land are old in style but have been draped with canopies and ropes and tarps and wooden reinforcements for walls and stuff over these ruins. It's a strange scene. You were certainly not expecting to arrive at this place. And you also see, not too far away, is maybe 40 yards away, is a boat with a strange cable on a winch that's going down, and a young human teenager standing on there. He's like a young fisherman type, just, shirtless, no shoes, that kind of thing. And he's dealing with this cable, and he's stopping, and he's looking curiously at the two of you.
Hello! Is there room on your boat for two more?
He curiously waves back.
I think that means yes. And Cavan starts swimming towards the boat.
Aggressively.
Aggressively. With a shark.
Motor speed. Hammer. Cole follows
All right.
towards the boat.
You get closer and closer. As you get close, he quickly looks left, looks right, reaches down and pulls out some sort of crossbow-looking thing that looks like more able to be used underwater, and then holds it out and points it at you and says, "Are you sea spawn?"
Do I look like a sea spawn? No.
We can't shrug and swim.
He says, who are you?"
Well, I'm Cavan.
We're a couple of guys who are looking to fix the magic around here, but we got to get out of the water. Can we get a ride to the shore in your boat?
Make a persuasion roll, Cole. Your forte.
I'll pay you money.
With advantage.
That's a 7.
He will.
No, 10. It's a 10.
10. All right. He says, I don't trust you. How did you get there? I've never seen anyone swimming out this far before.
By magic.
We teleported through the rings in the collapsed tower.
What?
We came from underwater there.
What?
We're not sea spawn.
But you just said you
we're not
spawned from the sea.
We got here, fought the shark. I think it's really bloody over
Yes.
there. You can have it if you want it. It's all yours. We're just trying to not have to swim all the way into town.
Just then, you see a shape emerge between you and the boat. ugly, terrible black matted hair with strange, shiny, metallic face slowly come up out of the water, swimming slowly towards you. Who's in the front? Cavan's probably closer in the front.
That is a sea spawn.
It's about 15 feet, and then 12 feet, and then 10 feet, getting closer and closer. And then you notice it's swimming like this, and then the dude takes off his breathing mask, and it's a guy who looks very similar, like an older version of the teenager on the boat. And he spits out water. What? Who are you?
We're not sea spawn.
Now, if you say that first off, what am I going to be thinking?
People don't usually express themselves in the negative. Promise you, I'm not a salesman.
It's like Frank's Beauties.
We're Cavan and Coal, and we're trying to get a ride back into town. Can you help us?
Yeah, hitchhiking.
No one else was out here.
He says, yeah, we can give you a ride. We don't want you getting There's a shark that can be found in these parts of the water.
There used to be.
There used to be.
No, there is.
Oh, okay.
Does it look like this?
And he swims over to the boat and he says, it's all right. It's all right. We'll let him on board. And he throws up some gear. He detaches what was a cable of some sort of breathing hose, and the boy starts to crank it up onto the winch. And then he has a net that he throws up with all sorts of crazy little stone and iron loot he has recovered from the sea floor. And he swings in. He hides his gills on the side. Does not.
After peeing into a glass?
He then climbs over very adeptly, and then watches you guys fail to do the same as you awkwardly climb on. And he says, how in the world do you swim better than I do in that? Pointing to your armor.
I'm twice your size.
As you pull the boat almost down into the water.
Capsizes.
One at a time! One at a time!
Okay.
We'll be both going to each side.
Yeah. Need you to sit on one end, you on the other. And you climb in, and he says, where did you come from?
Well,
There's no other boats.
wasn't a boat. We teleported here from Canabrin.
From the city of Canabrin.
Yeah,
Yes.
right about there. There's a sunken area. The whole place is sunken around here, by the way. But there's a spot there that has teleport rings that we landed at and drank lots of water in the process.
Oh, the ring room. That's what that's for.
How did this happen? There's a lot of city here that's underwater. Has it always been like this?
Yes.
It's built like that.
Quite a wasteful expenditure.
Well, not by the sea spawn. That's a common misconception.
They built that city and it sank into the swamp, so we built another one.
We called it Venice.
We refuse to believe in global warming.
It's a hoax.
I didn't think that was possible.
Apparently they didn't either. It's been obviously a while since anyone used those. How long has it been like this?
It's always been this way. Well, maybe not always, but as far as I've known, and my father and his father before him, and definitely Teeman, he says, pointing at the boy.
So Port Heath used to be this far in, and now it's all just still Port Heath, but we have half of the city underwater.
Yes.
Good story. All right, I'm just going to accept that you're right on that one.
He extends a hand to Cavan and says, my name's Jira.
I never
I
started
am
with that. I
Cavan.
couldn't remember that.
And Solene bless you for taking us on.
And he says, you come looking like you're ready for battle. What brings you to Port Heath? Teeman, let's get the anchor off. We'll return back.
We are seeking an anchor. And he looks to Cole.
Yeah, ask me about the magical anchor. There's an arc of magical energy that we're trying to fix so the ley lines can be realigned so that we can close the magical rift that's destroying the magic of Canterbury and possibly Varen. I think I summed it up nicely.
Valamir gave him a note card to read to
That's-
people.
A little smudge.
We are looking for the ley lines, Starks.
Turn over.
It stops it over. I don't know what that means.
Your help.
Are you like some sort of bard?
Yeah. I'm a singer.
It sounds like
And a dancer.
a fart tale to hear.
See a fart tail?
As stories go, this is one of the weirder ones I've told. But I'll be honest with you. Waking up in the bottom of an ocean after teleporting from several hundred leagues away already starts off sounding weird.
I like the word leagues you use.
Talking my language.
Put those dice away.
Then he starts dropping fathom. He sits at the back and then starts rowing the boat.
How many knots does this thing make?
He starts rowing the boat back to Jira Road. He rows it back to shore and says, "Yeah, just stay seated. You don't look like the most seaworthy Goliaths I've never seen any Goliaths before."
You're not wrong, though.
I have many holes in me right now. And with that, Cavan will cast Cure Wounds on himself.
Okay. That's all I needed to do.
That's so much better.
I fought a shark. We can assume some damage mitigation.
You ambushed and killed a shark. That's hardly a fight.
I ambushed the living crap out of that shark.
It was a baleen whale looking for crude sustenance, saving the Goliath to bump him gently.
I killed a nurse shark. It was so big.
So beautiful. All right. He continues to row and says, I don't know anything about any of this magic you talk of, and I'm not quite sure I believe you. All I'm saying is that's my spot, and I hope we won't have a problem.
I don't imagine I ever want to come back here ever again. It's all yours.
Well, you don't have to say it like that. Is he
Now
always
we
a-
have another
Is he
problem.
always a sea dick?
Your entire profession is a joke.
I could buy and trade you and your son with what's half in my pouch.
Yeah, that I don't want to get in the way of your things. We're not going to be here long. We're just going to fix the magic. Do you have anyone in your town, by the way, that does or uses magic we might be able to talk to?
Yeah, Ahida is the closest you'd find to that. He's a fisherman, self-named shaman, but that's the only magic I know of. And if I knew how to do air quotes, I would put that in air quotes. He continues to row. You row past a couple columns, like 6 of them in a row. You look down underneath the water and see you're rowing over a former avenue. You can see some bluish gray stones about maybe 12 feet down underneath you.
How will we find this
Ahida?
ark with all of this underwater?
That's a better question. Jira, if not to take your spot, but if we need a boat, how do we go about getting one? We're not going back to your spot. That's your spot. But if we need a boat somewhere else, further out there maybe, how do we get there?
He eyes you up and down and says, well, you'd have to pay.
Okay.
You'd have to pay for the best rower in all of Port Heath.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then you feel a little nudge in your Goliath hip aside, and it's a team and the boy. My dad's talking about himself. He's very shy.
Oh, so you could row us there. Even if it's not your spot, you could take us.
I don't know if I could or not. It just depends on
Well, I don't
what's
have...
worth my time, he says, kicking this net full of jangly stone and junk.
I don't know what I have on me, but let me take a look. It's inside my pouch.
He reaches in and throws coins.
Before you even know where you're going,
Throws it in the water. It's one of those.
Go find it, sea boy.
A blind escort.
So if we're following this the same way we did last time, the D6 was copper, the D10 was silver, and the D8 was gold.
This
Right?
is
That was
so
the
going to
way?
bite you in the ass.
Yeah, so
Already
it's 1
has.
copper, that's 3 silver, and 8 gold.
Done. Oh. He says,
Is
"You."
that enough?
He just pushes the boy forward. He's yours.
He scoops up the
I have a
gold.
daughter too.
He scoops up the gold and says, "You've got yourself a boat for the week."
I don't need. Can I have it for a day?
No, I think the week is better.
Okay, great. Gavin, you're gonna pay the man, right? Or does he just take mine? I don't know how this works.
He's already scooped up your money.
Okay.
He brings you in, and you see some. You actually go through a building, some large building, through a big double door that has no door in it anymore. It's just all stone with seaweed and stuff hanging off of it. You go through this tall arch building out the other side where there is a wooden dock that's been erected, and he pulls up next to it. There's a couple other boats there. There's some guys unraveling some nets, and one of them comes and says, "Jiro, what did you find out there? Some sort of mermaids?" And stop it. And they tie up and get you guys out, and you get some looks from some of the other local boaters. And make your way down this very long dock as the shore rises up to dry land. And you can see there are, as I said, different ruined structures that match the our architecture style of that what's underwater, which is now on the surface, but with more of that attachment stuff of tarps and wooden structures and additions, barrels and small little carpentry type area, small little smithy type area. It's not a very prosperous part of town. You can see far away there is way down, there's a bunch of buildings here, and further along the shore there is another dock with a couple of larger ships. There's 2 of them that have no sails up but could hold a crew and a hold and all that, but it's not this small fishing type vibe that this place has. You also see several buildings that have a foot or less of water of where they've sunken down that are being lived in, that people maneuver around in and just have beds and things just up out of the water. They tend to be even the poorer type people, as you are walked into Port Heath proper.
Fort Heath, Florida.
Meanwhile, in Ganderlock,
yeah.
we have Fiona and Vessel. So you're not done, Christopher. Back to
Take another sip.
Fiona and Vessel. Where are you 2 off? You have ditched, if you
We
want,
ditched those little kids.
your slightly younger
yeah.
allies.
Cousins, probably.
Yes, cousins.
Beavis, whatever.
Penwive and
Vegas.
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 Biggest, thickest.
Headed towards the home.
Okay.
Headed towards
You all just
our home.
chuckled in a single.
You head down a flight of stairs. You get some waves from some younger kids that you provided small little gadgets to in the past. You get a look from one of your former school teachers who never really liked you, who's taking a break from a classroom and looking out the big metal door from her classroom, confused at seeing you. As you made quite a big stink about getting out to see the world when you left.
Perfect.
Exactly
Exactly how you
Oh,
want
I
to
was
come back.
hoping. I left.
Son returns.
She's still upset at you.
What's she gonna do?
Not one to leave a grudge.
You then come upon a major living area and to a open door to your home, the Tumblepot Residence. You are at the open doorway. Inside, it's just as you remember it, cozy, warm, quaint. huge vaulted ceiling, so Vessel, you are ducking down like crazy to fit in there in this gnomish place.
Is it even appropriate for me to be wandering in through, or should it be like a?
Yep.
Oh, okay. I
But
was just wondering.
normally you come in to a room and then you stop and you're like furniture for an hour or two. And
Oh,
you
okay.
never like pace or fidget. 'Cause
Right.
The guys caused trouble in the past.
Immediately become pylon and
Yes.
sit in the corner.
Or
Got
a
it.
column if you stand up
Yes.
high enough and support the room.
There's this drooping floor that I always
A
whenever I'm
load-bearing
home.
vessel. And it's cozy in there. There's a big, huge, cozy, fluffy, overstuffed couch. There's rugs and mats. You can already smell your mother's stew in there. And she passes by and is just saying, "No, I don't think it'll be ready for another half hour. And quite frankly, I don't think we have time." And then she stops and sees you. And she goes, "Fiona!"
Mima!
And she comes running over and says, "Oh my goodness!" and gives you a great big hug. "Oh, wow, I'm so surprised. What are you doing here?"
Well, there's a bit of a problem that I had to come back to.
Oh.
fix here.
Oh, well, it's still wonderful to see you.
It's wonderful to see you too.
I assume you're staying for lunch
Yeah.
and dinner
Maybe.
and for the next couple weeks till the big competition.
Yep.
Wonderful.
Uh-huh.
And she says, "Oh, and Vessel is here."
We don't, of course Vessel's
Hello,
here.
Mima.
And she pulls a table out of the main thoroughfare that she had moved once you had left, and then clears out a vase out of a way as well. "It's good to see you too."
It
And
is
she
good to
lightly
be here.
taps you awkwardly on the shoulder, the arm, the leg,
What are
the
you?
ankle.
Where's Pop Pop?
He's down in his workshop. I'm sure he'd love to see you.
Yeah. Well, we could have lunch with you first.
Okay. Yeah.
But I don't want to just get here and leave. That's not nice.
No, he's just downstairs right now if you want to go see him.
Okay. We'll come back. I'll bring him back up.
Great. And she says, you can come with me and help me with lunch. You know how to stir, don't you?
Yes, Mima.
Set to frappe.
He doesn't have a choice. He has to be obedient to Tumblepot. It's
Fiona,
it's just
time.
Tumblepot.
That
Any
is the only
Tumblepot-
answer.
Any Tumblepot, he has to obey.
All right, you head down a narrow, twisting staircase, which is a nightmare for Vessel.
He doesn't walk.
He curls into his Metroid Prime and rolls down. Bloop, 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 bloop. And you go down there and you hear a clang, clang, clang of metal on metal. There you see your father, Furbius Tumblepot, is hammering away at a strange contraption you've never seen before. It's kind of a four-legged, spidery-looking thing with balls instead of any kind of end to its four legs. And he's hammering and going, no, this is no good at all. No, why won't this get into place? And his back is to you.
Do you need some help?
He turns around and goes, shit! And hits his hand with his hammer. And turns around. Why? It's you!
Papa!
Oh, Sparks, it's been so long!
Sparks.
And he comes running over and gives you a great big hug and says, Peep a die!
Peep a die!
I didn't think we'd see you for weeks and weeks. Maybe till after winter.
What do you mean? I got your bird. You told me about the competition.
I know, but you were so strong to find your own path, to be your own person.
You knew I would come back.
Yeah, I don't mean to complain. It's great. And he gives you another big hug. Take a look at this.
This is pretty great. I've been kind of working on something similar. What's your problem with this one? I heard you saying some swears.
I can't quite get this caster wheel to stay on. It comes off if the leg moves at any speed.
Can Fiona take a look at it?
You can.
And try to better it.
Okay, make a tinkering roll, which should be your proficiency, which is +3, I believe now, plus your intelligence.
It's you know what though? I rolled a 9.
Okay.
Not terrible, but not what I want to roll either. I have an extra hero point from last week, so I'm gonna go ahead and burn that.
Oh, all right.
Last chance to make a first
Can't
impression.
roll less than a 9.
Oops. Fuck. 10. Total of 10.
Total of 10. No, I don't want you. You're too young. It's fine. It's fine.
You're no child of mine!
You killed the flashlight. But you're not even doing that right. You're bringing up some bad memories for me,
Fire,
Alistair.
Fiona!
I'm doing myself, Tom. Tommy,
Yeah.
That's
you and your
drama.
stupid D&D stuff can't even fix the car.
I know where sparks came from now.
All right, this got awkward quick.
Ah,
I
well,
know why
I
Tom
think
bought a Tesla.
We all
No spark plugs, no problem.
Can't disappoint my dead father now.
Oh, yes, you can.
Yeah, Fiona kind of like
all
kicked that in
reliving
a
our
little
daddy
bit.
moments.
Let's go have lunch. I think Vessel's here, of course, and
Oh, great.
Mima's making lunch for us. Let's
Oh.
go have lunch. We can come take a look at this later.
He follows you up the stairs. So, what have you been thinking about for the competition?
Oh, I don't. Are you trying to get secrets?
Maybe your old man can help you.
Okay, let's
Hopefully
talk about
it's-
it later. There's a few things. I'm not here just for the competition.
Oh, that
There's
sounds
some-
serious.
There's something even more important that Vessel and I are here to do. I know that's cryptic. We'll talk about it later.
He looks very concerned. He goes
I am
upstairs.
stirring.
Vessel, you see Furbius Tumblepot is here, and he says, Vessel! And he's looking at you much more clinically and checking you out. I see you're looking well with some modifications. Now, I don't think that new. Oh, that's actually pretty good. And then he leans over to his wife, Brenna, also known as Mima, and says, I think Fiona's getting engaged or something. And she almost drops a plate and picks it back up and says, "All right, let's have a nice, peaceful, normal lunch." And gathers. Stop stirring.
He's already threw the bowl into the table.
Stirring complete.
No, counterclockwise, dear. Counterclockwise.
And she gets the stew ready and has some big thick bread ready and lays it down and or lays it out, and everyone sits down at the table. You just push the chair aside, I guess, and kneel down.
Or become the table. I don't know.
Do you join the lunch?
Is it like a
I
sushi
think
thing
sit in
going
the
on
corner.
there?
I think it's the squatting thing that you had mentioned. Just sits, doesn't partake, but just
but at the
observes.
table.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
For sure.
All right. And Furbius says, "So yes, the competition coming in a couple of weeks. That's the big news. Big news.
Yeah, and that's great that you're putting this on.
I've heard there's like 15, maybe 20 different people that are going to
Oh
try
yeah,
this year. It's gonna be
who's gonna be second place?
second place?
Yeah, you know who's gonna be first.
Yes, definitely. It's going to be a tumble pot.
Is there another tumblepot in the competition?
There's me and you.
You're in the. I thought you were putting the competition on.
No, that's my. Look, the wheels are going to get on at some point.
Okay. I can help you. We can talk about It's kind of weird how similar our projects are.
He raises an eyebrow. Even Tom raises an eyebrow.
we still think a lot alike. It's good.
He says, the stew is very good, dear. Very good. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it's great. It's been a long time since I've had your cooking.
He says, and remind me, Vessel, there's I found a piece or two that help you out a little bit when we're done here with lunch.
Oh,
A piece of
exciting.
Yes. Now, Sparks, you said there was something you wanted to discuss.
Yeah, so I've spent a lot. Vessel and I have spent a lot of our time in Almithra at the university there. I've learned a lot there. But one thing we learned is all of Varen is in a bit of trouble at the moment. the magical ley lines that cross the entire world. There's been some
I've heard of that.
problems.
Yes.
You've heard that there's been problems?
No, I heard of ley lines before.
Yeah. Well, there's a cascading arc here in the fire chambers that needs to be repaired. That's my main reason. That's our main reason for being here.
To repair magic?
To repair a cascading arc, yes.
And the university is gonna.
It's not quite the university that sent us, but we were at the university when this problem came up.
So
We made some very close friends. I wish they could be here. They may come here afterwards.
but who's paying you to do this?
I'm saving for rent. Nobody's paying me.
Sparks. I've told you time and time again. Use your powers to grow your own mechanical empire of production and business and that business savvy. You always have the heart to create, but you never have the brain to want to build your own little empire like I have here.
Yes.
Like the Tumblepots always have.
I know I'm a disappointment in that area. But this is for the good of all of the people. What would happen if Ganderlock lost any of its magical powers?
That's not possible.
It is possible, though. And I'm here to prevent it. We have 4 other friends. We split up into 3 groups to take care of these cascading arcs, to realign them.
But you're going to be safe and everything, right?
We're all going to be safe.
Seems like something you should be getting paid for.
The cousin comes out of
The
it.
whole family pops out.
I want to get paid. I was just getting paid a second ago.
And your father Furbius says, "Well, if this is true, where will you go next?"
If we can fix it, if we are successful, if there's a lot behind this, all 3 groups have to do this within a matter of minutes, without communicating.
Groups and minutes and lay magic and things like. We're simple here. We have bread challenges that your mother came in second with.
That's very good.
We have thank you. We have the competition. I bread is quiet, and then we have the competition that's coming up in
Get in the kitchen, woman. Sorry.
Jesus.
Sorry. Some emotions are coming back.
He said, we have the competition coming in a couple weeks. We have the students that are doing one of their song jamborees.
If
and now,
Vessel and I are successful in our endeavor, we will stay for the competition.
but it just
But this is far more important.
you've changed. You used to be more carefree. You said you wanted to go find the world.
I've seen the world, and I've seen all of the problems in the world. Problems far past Ganderlock. The world has problems that are hard to believe, that are trying to tear it apart right now. And Vessel and I are doing everything we can to prevent that.
Now, Fiona, why can't you just stay here with Vessel and the safety of Ganderlock and have a full life here? What?
Because I want more than this life. I want to help others. I want to see the world. We've made friends that I never thought I would ever have. I never had friends like this here. I always felt out of place here.
Well, I'd like to meet these friends then.
You might. If this is all successful, I think they're planning on coming here for the competition. They're great. They're great people.
Valamir and Arragus
Speaking of great people.
are at Castle Lethano. You are in the foyer. I need you were helping him. Let's have Valamir make a Arcana roll. With advantage provided by Arragus.
That's going to be a 22.
Oh, okay.
Pretty good.
You get a slight
23.
You get a
Even less slight?
you get
Immoderate.
slightly slight sensation of connection when you have the rod and your eyes closed of a certain direction.
Okay. And that direction is?
Down a hall you haven't seen and up sharply.
It seems like since up is a direction probably within the confines of the castle, it would seem.
You don't know distance.
Okay. Somewhere back the way we came and up a bit. I don't know if it's within the castle confines or not.
Well, I dare
Probably in the upper west tower, if I remember correctly.
Just breaks out laughing in the middle of the castle. Are you okay?
It's the sudden memory that brought the joy to my heart there.
Well, so it's just a sense that you have
That it's in the upper west tower, yes. And maybe we might have that information
Well,
been
just like
conveyed
it's-
to us at one point in time, which I am now strikingly remembering thanks to a thing that Fiona made me think about. Just a mnemonic device that she had.
lead on.
All right. So I guess Valamir will start heading towards where he senses the
All right.
thing is, and to the west tower, since that's where we were told
You
it was.
start heading in the direction you think. You get a little lost on a corridor. You hear a mumbling sound off in the distance. And you find some stairs and arrive on the second floor of this castle. Still not running into anyone until you do. Where you come across a gentleman, a young man wearing a leather blacksmith apron who is bleeding from multiple spots and bleeding out lying on the floor, his head propped up on a sack of potatoes and barely alive.
Can you do anything for the boy?
I think I can.
You
Arragus
hear
will-
the sounds of aggressive fighting from above on a stairwell that continues up.
Mage armor and shield out.
Shoo, shoo. And the shield is a physical shield.
Physical, actual, real life shield.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Arragus will. I can't do both. Do you want me to heal this boy or prepare for what might come?
I believe preventing the boy from dying would be critical.
Can I stabilize him without using magic? That's more of a Pathfinder thing, isn't it?
Yeah, kind of. No, you can. You can make a medicine.
I won't do that.
No.
Thank you, Christopher.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Arragus,
I'm only a healer, many miles away.
Arragus will, to Valamir's mention of Fiona just then, Arragus remembers something that Fiona gave him called an analeptic injector.
Okay.
And it's a tinker device. He's going to pull that out and stab this kid in the thigh, I guess.
No, you
But I have one hit point left.
you got to do the Eric Stoltz method from Pulp Fiction.
Get the marker. Open the shirt.
Yeah.
Okay. One,
like this.
two. You just. I can't. You can just jab it in. You can't fucking do it, man.
You can't do it, man. Come on.
Yeah, I'm going to do this based on current HP.
This is one of these custom tinkering things that Fiona has
How
made.
How many hit points does the person have?
This person,
It says heal based on your current HP is what it reads. I'm not sure.
it
if
would
it's,
be your targets.
okay. Yeah. So 0 through 5.
He has 0.
Okay, so I'm going to heal him 25 hit points.
Okay.
Just real quick.
You kill him by healing.
Yes. You spun the dial around to the other side. All right, you stab this into him, and he goes, and starts grabbing at you and grabs you on the shoulder.
Breathe. Breathe. Calm your mind.
Give me some words of inspiration. I'm gonna go up.
Wiggle waggle.
And a pickle paggle tea.
I will give you a bardic inspiration if you demand you get one.
Yeah, that's weird.
Here you go. Jesus.
Inspire me. You Bards, tell me how great I am.
You've been great, huh? You've been
Use both of them.
I mean, that feels very appropriate under the circumstance.
This is a Sir Kendall method of tell me how great I am.
Instead of doing that, Arragus is going to use his once per day use of heroism. I don't need to cast a spell slot, and I will slap you on the bottom.
Woo!
You are immune to being frightened for the next minute, and +2 temporary hit points every
Don't
time
be frightened.
your turn begins.
For
Excellent.
1 minute.
For 1 minute.
Okay.
Yeah, and I am still focused on the boy.
All right,
Calming
he
him
is
down.
right there. Oh, I'm alive.
Well, pull yourself together. What's your name?
I'm Ulgen.
Ulgen. My name is Arragus Willoughby. This is Valamir Almarin. We are here to help. What is going on?
We're under attack. They got me. I thought they got me.
Who or what?
Skeletal things. They came out of nowhere. They've been fighting all day trying to get into the tower.
All right, Ulgen. As soon as you're able, we'll need your help.
I'm in a need. I think I'm ready.
I don't have any yet.
He
Wait.
stands up awkwardly, shakes a little bit, and then I'm feeling quite better now.
Then use what's left of your might and fight with us. And Arragus will give him a bardic inspiration.
He says, "Right, follow
That's
me."
how it's done, Valamir.
By the way, what side are you on?
I mean, you're giving them away willy-nilly.
Valamir, you go running up the stairs, and you can hear the sound of fighting even louder and louder. And you come across a knight in armor, leaning against the wall, catching his breath. You can see fighting just above. It's kind of this wide, spirally staircase. You can see there's another squire just above, fighting and fighting. You can't quite see what he's fighting. The knight, heavily armored, helmet off, bloody sword in his hand. He looks wounded and tired. He sees you coming, rises up and says, oh.
I am an ally. And step out of the way. I will handle this.
He says, I asked no questions. Sits back down.
Oh, he doesn't care about your questions.
For the best, my man. For the best.
You climb up, and the knight says, fight deep. There's some sort of leader at the doorway at the end.
Oh, I will fight deep.
I don't know what that means.
Nor do I, but I shall do it.
All right.
Charges through. Roll 34.
I'm breaking out my 10d6 as we speak, but you know.
All right, we have a battle map that is on
God.
our screen.
Here we go. This is the test.
And Valamir, we have you on this wide, long, not wide, maybe 10-foot wide, but long spiraling staircase up the west tower.
All right. I will, I guess, move forward 25 feet to
Okay.
the entranceway.
All right. You move forward. As you do, you see there is an area to the south, and you see that squire is there. He looks tired. Just beyond him are two nasty undead creatures with disheveled hair. They are husk zombies, tattered clothes hanging from long claws, very bony legs, almost skeletal looking, curved, hunched backs. They look nasty with their claws for sure. And you see the squire's been fending them off. You hear even further fighting further up the stairs. You can see this has been a long battle going on all day. There's blood. There's a dead guy at your feet as well. And the squire's just trying to catch his breath as these two husks are just standing there blocking his path.
So Valamir is charging forward, and he says, "The only thing this battle shall need is more Valamirs," and casts Mirror Image.
Mirror image. All right. You appear in multiple shapes of yourself.
And with my shield, I try to get in front of the squire.
All right.
If I can do all of that at the same time.
You are able to do so and protect him. Arragus, you are there as well.
Is it my go?
Yeah, what do you want to do?
Okay, I'm going to approach the squire, and I'm going, I'm gonna get right up next to him. I'm going to say to him, "Don't worry, dear boy. I know this may seem odd, and we came out of nowhere, but I assure you, we are on your side." And to prove that, Arragus is going to look at the two creatures, the husk zombies, and he'll just look at them up and down for a second, and with his 3 seconds left on his turn, he'll just say, "I think it's time for a haircut, boys," and he'll cast Bane on the two creatures.
Ooh, okay. They have to make a saving throw of
This is
wisdom?
a charisma saving
Ooh,
throw
charisma.
against old Arragus Willoughby.
I don't think they are known for their charisma saves.
What's
What's their target number?
13, please.
13. One got a 15.
Okay.
The other got a 16.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Resistant to your magic, they hiss and start to close in on Valamir, and one of them says, "You will not succeed," pointing at you, Arragus.
Okay.
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
Oh, man. Cast Bane on
I don't
myself.
have to respond
I guess.
every time.
Valamir, you are attacked by one of these husk zombies twice.
Yep.
You are struck with a 16 to hit.
That is a miss.
and a 19 to hit.
That is a hit, but let's see if it hits a mirror,
A mirror
image.
image.
Anything above a 6 will do, and it hits a mirror image.
Destroys a mirror image instead. All right. Arragus, what would you like to do?
No damage. Just a reminder, you have 9 temp health as well as you.
Thank you.
We do?
Yep.
Yep.
That counts for us?
Yep.
Oh.
We did it at the beginning of the day with Fiona.
Fiona's shield.
Oh, okay. I thought it was proximity.
No, it's fine.
Only at the time of casting.
Say in
I
the morning.
I gave the
The
Valamir
+2 per,
+2.
yeah.
Is that stacked or is
No.
that just
No.
okay?
The highest.
That is totally fine.
But if I drop below that 9, I'll get those 2 at the beginning of like a next round or whatever
Okay.
if I get hit or something.
You
So
also
it'll be
hear fighting and cries of pain from further on in the stairwell. Just like that.
This is kind of a pathetic cry. They must be doing just okay.
I will be
Okay.
trying to get to them.
Arragus is going... They're blocking our path here. Okay. Arragus will then just go to the one that spoke to him. And he will again...
Are they blocking your path?
Not mine, but Valamir,
Yeah.
certainly.
That was kind of interesting. I just thought about that.
Let's see. We're going to do a vicious mockery to the one that spoke to me. I'll say to him, "Really, man? With that breath, you're going to start talking? It's time for fighting." And I'll just cast a vicious mockery, which is a wisdom save.
Wisdom save. This roll is clearly a natural 1. A huge failure. We'll give you a little
Okay.
bonus on it. What does this do?
So this is going to be 2d4 of psychic damage, and he'll have disadvantage on his next attack rolls.
All right, he has
before-
disadvantage on the next attack roll. Roll 1d4 and then add it to 8 for your total damage.
Okay.
Big critical hit.
Total of 10.
10 is a big hit.
Psychic damage.
And it's Winston. Ah, your words somehow affect me.
You don't have to understand what I'm saying for this to work.
And it winces. Its next attack is bad. The squire steps in front of you, so he is side by side with Valamir and holding the line and striking. Valamir, what are you doing?
Can I get through these guys? Or do I need to... Like, how is that
Be
going
an
to
attack
work?
of opportunity. I imagine.
Well, that would certainly be an issue. I think you're gonna have to cut your way through or somehow push them.
Eh? Yeah.
You're gonna teleport, right?
Element of surprise.
That would be amazing.
Where's Valamir?
Okay, so I am going to.
There's shoving a creature. It's an athletics check versus athletics or acrobatics. If you succeed, you knock them prone or push it 5 feet. So you need to do that
Instead,
twice.
what I'm going to do is I'm going to break out a little crystal shard, crush it in my hand,
This will cost a bonus action.
which then allows me to cast one spell that has a casting time of 1 bonus action as part of using this item.
Oh.
So this costs the usual resources to cast. Casting the spell does not count towards your limit of 1 spell cast per turn.
Too powerful. Who made that?
Misty Step is a bonus action.
Okay.
Sweet.
So I am moving to the here to the corridor.
Teleporting.
Yep.
That's cool.
Might have went a little too far there.
I think I went just. What does that mean?
Well, you opened up a whole new corridor of.
Yeah.
You teleport far.
Well,
you see
I
right next
knew.
to you is another squire fighting a zombie. About 10 feet further down up the stairs is another squire tackling 2 more zombies.
To the squire, I say, is there anybody else down past that corridor?
The squire nearby, fighting and fighting, says, "Something nasty's around there.
Excellent.
Who is this man?"
Fireball.
You're casting fireball.
To the very end of the corridor.
But we have men down there.
That's why I asked. He said something nasty, so that it hits the back 2 guys that's fighting the squire, and so basically, scene set. Valamir's looking to the west of a corridor. It turns and goes to the north so that he can't see any further. There's 2 zombie husks fighting a squire, and he's going to cast the fireball at the end of that hallway to hit the zombie husk, but then also go up the hallway the other way and take the blind shot and hope something's just nearby enough.
Okay. For some reason, our ping isn't working. What is the...
Fireball bowling.
You're trying to catch the 2 zombies that are blocking your path.
Correct. Fireball has a 20-foot radius.
So that gets you right there.
Yep,
and then
which
20
allows-
feet up there. Okay.
Yep. And they all need to make dexterity saving throws, I believe.
Dex saving throws.
If I'm not mistaken,
Okay,
yes.
target
and I'm going
number?
to go ahead and 15 is my DC.
All right.
That's
I got an...
4, 5, 7,
a
8, 10,
Ooh, that's not good.
20,
Okay, and what's the damage?
30.
Whoosh.
Wow. That's a whopper.
Whoosh.
We didn't need that wall.
That's a spicy fireball.
15 damage to one
Yeah.
that is nearby, half damage.
Half, yep.
30 damage destroys one that was right. A huge eruption of flame and carnage. The squire who was fighting the 2 that just shields himself. Wah! And you light up the whole area and shrieking. It smells even worse with burnt zombie corpse skin hair.
I love the smell of husk zombie in the morning.
Attack, claw, attack.
Do I feel like I maybe got the one up and around the corner? Did I hear anything up there?
Make a perception roll.
Perception. Boop, 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 boop. Where's my character sheet? I don't know. Oh my god, where is my character sheet? It is gone.
Flip side.
It's
Upside
here.
down something.
All right.
All right, perception roll.
Yep, I got it. That would have been, I don't know, 16.
Okay,
What did I
yes,
have before?
you heard a horrible gasping sound from the north final corridor up the stairs as well.
Sure hope that was a bad guy.
Arragus, back at the first turn, you see your squire getting clawed and getting hit, and a zombie comes up to you and strikes at you twice. Oh, there it is. Strikes at you with a 13 to hit
That does hit.
and rakes at you with a 10 to hit. The
That will
13 only
miss.
does 4 slashing.
Okay. -4. So that'll be -4 damage.
Okay.
Second one misses.
And what do you want to do?
So seeing Valamir puff away, the residual blue smoke that's still in that area, you see Arragus jump into it and disappear. And
Nice.
then reappear in Valamir's spot as he has used his bonus action to cast Misty Step, which does not also cast a spell slot.
Oh, okay, nice.
I can do that once per day. And I've
Nice.
decided to do it, so I pop right into Valamir's spot there.
Well, hello there.
Oh, excuse me.
I can fit in the same space as a creature.
That's what they say. But it doesn't mean it doesn't feel awkward.
And then I will cast a...
You may not be able to because his you can only cast one spell unless it's a cantrip. If you're casting a cantrip, you can do that.
I'll do a Vicious Mockery.
Okay.
Just on the one closest to me, to the west, on the other side of that noble there.
Gotcha.
Guy behind. Kids are assholes.
I'll pop into the room in this corridor, and as soon as I do that, I'll just... Did you fart?
Great or good.
Oh, God! I'm turning around, and I'll cast Vicious Mockery
Is
on that one.
Charisma?
That is a Wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom. We're re-rolling
For
that one.
2d4.
Natural one again.
Wow.
Boy, these zombies are sensitive.
5 points of psychic damage, and he has disadvantage.
That was D4 plus 8.
2d4.
No, you're critical. So it's
It's a
8
level 5.
Because it maxes out at
max damage.
He's giving you extra.
Oh, okay.
He's lessening your
Four.
damage
Alright,
and
well,
giving
then
you
four.
another die roll.
So 12.
12 is a big hit. Also, I did not do the disadvantage on the previous guy. He did not touch that squire that you left
Okay,
behind.
cool.
Hey.
Forgot about
See,
that.
he's fine.
Okay.
problem.
She's fine.
They're disadvantaged
Don't
back
even need
there.
us.
I wouldn't worry about it.
Zombies move in and strike and strike. That one is moving over to there and striking. You hear cries of pain back from behind, and Valamir.
Sorry!
So looking back, how's Mr. Squire Man doing there in the northern corridor?
He is
East?
surrounded and being raked to death.
That's annoying. All right.
Are you a hero or a warcaster?
I'm both.
We do have to get through this hallway.
Yeah, that's
You
my
know what?
main issue.
You've taken a while to let you think about it. Meanwhile, in
I-
Port
I-
Heath,
Oh,
You son of a bitch.
you tease!
Meanwhile, in Port Heath, we have our Goliaths. You're being guided by Jira, the boatman. He wraps his long hair in a ponytail and wades through the city until it gets drier and says, are you looking for some food? There's a tent area over there that's got some good meat on some sticks.
Ooh.
I'll always have food.
Cavan, you want to have meat on sticks?
I'll have meat on sticks.
That's probably not part of our mission, but I bet it's on the way. So let's do that.
All right, you sit down, you enjoy some meat on some sticks. They bring some brew. You're able to easily afford it. Actually, the Jared just says, it's on me, and pays from the massive fortune he just received. He tells you the tales of his work, and it can be a little dangerous. There's occasionally some sharks out there, but we have an understanding with the sea spawn as long as we don't go out certain areas.
Or kill the shark.
That's the
Very
one
sorry
rule they
about
gave
that.
us.
Our holy
as
shark.
long as they don't kill a shark.
like cows in India.
The sharks keep us safe.
Dr. Koala says, what about meat on a cone? Here, ooh. The creamy nougaty center. And he says, it's dangerous work, but what is it that you do?
Yeah, we're kind of tasked with making sure that the magic in all of Aren is safe and that there's good in the world with the removal of significant evils.
T-Man says, good in the world? That means you're like magic heroes.
Well, he's a magic hero. He's the
I'm a
whole
magic
guardian of
hero.
Selene. I'm just the guy that keeps everyone alive.
Jira says, we don't have much time for Selene down here.
I could see you lack temple. You should have a temple.
Funny enough that you said that.
Looks at the reaction around the room.
Just quiet.
Join the church.
They're still not sure what to make of you. You get a bunch of looks from you actually have about 5 locals that have gathered outside the tent and are just looking at you two till the proprietor shoot gets them out of there as they're coming to see who came out of the water. After you guys finish eating, you are taken over to a old man in a ramshackle little hut built around the foundations of an old building of stone. And Jiren raps upon the door that shakes really hard. He says, Ahida, I've got some people you need to meet. And the door opens up, and there you see an older fisherman with catcher face for a skin, catcher's mitt style face, just leathery and well worn.
Rollins
over-tanned.
written up the sign.
He's got white hair, one of those old beach bum style skin and white hair combos that he's there. He's got a necklace of a couple teeth hanging from it and wearing some loose, cool clothing. And he says, what's this? Who are you? And Jira says, I've found these floaters in the water. They wouldn't stay down. They say
There was blood everywhere.
they say they're protectors of magic. And I thought, magic? Come in.
Cole follows behind Cavan.
And the guy brings you inside his very poorly lit place where he has some incense that maybe it does more than just make the room smell nice. And it's very claustrophobic in there, especially for you tall fellows. And he says, I'm a bit of a magician myself. But you don't look like anyone I've ever seen before, here nor anywhere else. You don't look like magicians at all. Kind of look like, well, you look like a pirate, he says to Cole.
I'll take that for everything that it's worth. We're not here to steal money, though. We're trying to fix the anchor charge points. Hang on, I'll get it. It's like an
Anchor.
arc with charge line.
It's an arc with an anchor.
What does that smell? There's a ley line thing.
So it's something
Thought
I'm
power.
working on. Would you like some of my special tea?
Oh,
I don't need tea. We just had beer and meat. It was great.
and on stick.
So
Okay, we
There's-
can never let just them two be together.
there's broken ley lines that are out there.
Look, I'll pour you some of my tea. And he pours into some small cups that he barely cleans out before he pours the tea in.
I'm good. I don't need tea so much.
I've gotten some magic beads that will help you sleep.
Dude,
Interested in some of those? Just 2 silver each.
don't need beads. We're looking. Is there something out there that's like a big storm that's just always a storm? Like there's just a problem with the sky and the air, like always. That's kind of what we're looking for.
Jira says, yes, of course. It's far to the south. Way south, beyond the horizon.
I don't think we're looking for that much. I'm thinking more like
Shh, wait. I also have 2 candles that will give you visions beyond visions. If you sleep with them, you may be able to see the future or recognize something from the past. Almost guaranteed. Just 3 silver each, and I have 2 of them.
So I'm gonna ask you a question real quick before I buy your candles.
Drink.
Yeah, I'll get that in a second. What spells do you know for healing people here? Like if I cut myself right now, could you just heal that?
Oh, I have a poultice for that. Are you wounded?
Yeah. No, hey, good for you. I'm
That's a
impressed.
chicken.
I think we need to go find something else for where we're at. But I appreciate your time. I'm gonna take this tea with me, and I'm gonna have Jira bring the cup back.
He said, no, you must stay and tell me more.
No, I
I've
thought
never
about
met
that. I did.
magicians before.
I was thinking about what you were saying just now and what I was gonna do, and I'm gonna go.
He then turns away from you then and turns to Cavan. Then for you, for the discerning eye, a man of great wealth I can see. I have a sky maker for quite a lot of gold.
I don't know what a sky maker is.
He says it blows out water from existence and holds it steady for some time and allows you to see what is beneath the water. Jira tried one out quite a few years ago, but they're very expensive. 20 gold.
That does not sound like what we're looking for. We are looking for an arc, a magical item.
I don't have
An
many
item of
arcs.
great
I can
power.
craft something arc-like for you. I know everything magical here, but I don't know arcs.
They're looking for Noah.
I'm gonna go. Caven, we're gonna go.
I think it's a good idea.
As a,
You take care of yourself.
As a group, we probably would have like compared notes before we all split away, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Okay.
would have definitely passed along
Do you know what you're
critical
looking for?
information.
There's a location. You know?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah, well, he
Far
does.
to the south.
I was in the basement with an old lady in an elevator.
It's a temple that you're looking for.
The temple.
The temple of Uvramine?
Uveramine.
Uvramine?
That's in someone else's notes because Cole doesn't have that information.
Well, that is what
I'm sure
you're
it's in
looking
Caven's
for.
notes.
Yeah, okay. You gonna bet how much you gonna bet?
Let me look.
Nope, just a
Nope.
penis drawing.
Oh my God!
The boy likes to doodle.
We love you, Tim.
Yep, that's a big one.
lot of veins.
Who's Tyrone?
And it goes in the hole punch.
So, listen, you've been super nice, Ahita, and I just want to double check. Are you a part of the temple that's here? Is that where you worship?
He says, there's no temples here.
There's got to be something. There's a large domed area that we saw a little bit further out in the water, and there's a couple of other gathering homes, obviously not in the water. Like, do you have a large center where people would gather, like a community hall or a place that has a lot of sculptures inside of it?
No, sculptures are out beneath the waves. We can have gathered outside of the meat shack from time to time. Have you found the meat shack
We
yet?
did. Yeah, Jira took us right to it.
Wonderful, wonderful meat on a stick.
Kind of my favorite.
But that's where we gather as a town. Is that what you're looking for? It's not very magical.
I'm not so
You know
much-
what is magical?
What's that?
Candles that can sense the future or the past.
That sounds neat. How
Just-
do they know?
Just 4 silver each.
I gotta see them work before I can put money.
Well,
down.
that's not how it works.
I didn't think so. I don't want to waste time. I just gotta double check, make sure I'm spending the right amount of silver. Right. Hey, thanks. You palm slap, back of hand. Give me a little fist bump and then elbow. Right there. Okay, that's
Very confused.
Too
You're-
much contact.
super great. So I'm gonna go. We're going. But you, good luck with those candles.
All right.
All right.
Farewell, good luck.
High fives. And we leave.
All right.
How are we going to find a temple?
Jira.
Yes,
Come
that went well.
here. So you have your spot. The place that you go out to in the water. Everyone else has a spot they go to, right? And at least everyone in your trade, I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so when you're out there in all the buildings that are submerged and all the buried ones, is there a really large one or a really tall one in comparison to the others? I saw several domes lifted up out of the water, but there's definitely some that are half in water, half out of water. Is there a large one in there that seems to be kind of central to the others?
There's a lot of buildings down there, some large, some small, but the ones you're talking about tend to be sometimes more intact or less, but they're further beyond the line.
Which line?
The line that we have made with the deep spawn. So
it's beyond the deep spawn line.
and you were close to the edge as is, and I'm one of the few that presses right out to that limit.
Can you show us where that is?
It's a line that stretches for several miles.
Yeah.
There's a whole city beneath the waves.
Yeah. I need you. You're really good at this. You can dive down. I need to find the big one. Where's the big building beneath the waves?
All right, you've paid for a week. This cuts it down to 6 days.
You drive a hard bargain, but you're fair.
Says Teeman, we're heading back out. Right to the line.
Cavan, we're going to the line.
I like it.
You guys head back towards the water, and finishing up a drink of fresh, somehow, water in Ganderlock, you finish your meal, Fiona and Vessel.
So, you want to take another look at, what time of day is it?
I don't know, probably 2.
You want to go back downstairs and look at each other's work?
He says, yes, let's come to you too, Vessel. Come down to the workshop.
So I'm sorry, Vessel. I know this isn't your favorite spot to go.
It's all right. It is good to see something familiar.
But he said he had some things for you. I wonder what those are.
Is that kind of like going to the dentist for you?
Maybe.
Okay, let's go
All
down.
right.
Okay. You and your father go down. Yes, I've been working on my contraption for some time. I wasn't quite sure. And as you go down and reach the bottom, Vessel just, I don't know, Kelsey Grammer's off the edge of the stage. Good morning. Goes softly down.
That's way funnier than it should be.
That was good.
That's perfect, though. That's
Yeah.
perfect reference.
Still have not fixed these stairs.
And you pick yourself up. from the
There's
bottom.
a wear pattern, a vessel size that's just consistent right down the one side.
And Fiona, you help him up.
Yeah.
You duck down low, and he sits you down next to a little tarp area, a bunch of tools, and he says, "So you really think you've got a good chance of beating your old man, huh?
Well, I don't know. What you've made here is pretty impressive.
And you've still been quite secretive about your plan."
Oh, I'll show you. And
Can Vessel push over something to crush the creation of the? No, okay.
so Fiona goes to her bag of holding and brings out a steel box that's like maybe 18 inches by 18 inches.
He says, "Impressive," at the bag of holding.
Oh yeah, isn't that nice?
Yes.
I know, really.
You know where I got this?
No,
I made it.
you made that.
I made it.
Amazing.
I've gotten very good with making some crazy creations.
I've seen some of your handiwork
Yeah,
on
look
Vessel.
at that big cannon. Look at this little cannon. We got matching cannons.
Do I want to know what they do?
Yeah, here and vessels.
It's just confetti.
Vessels will go off, and
One less entry this year.
we all get 4 temporary hit points.
Like, ooh,
But I had 9.
that's wonderful.
Yeah.
And what is this you
and it's
pulled
just
out?
like a glitter. It's like a glitter bomb that goes off when we get the temporary hit points. That happens every morning, by the way.
Okay.
It's a boy.
Yeah.
So you've erupted glitter all over the workshop?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It disappears after
Oh.
a few minutes.
No!
It's fine. It's fine. I promise.
Oh.
I wouldn't destroy your workshop. So she takes this metal cube out, and she's like, "It's not done. We still have weeks. We still have 18 days to perfect this." But she taps a couple, because it looks seamless. But she taps a couple things on. It opens up, and 8 steel legs, like, and they're spider legs. So yes, very similar.
That's awesome.
And what it is the skeletal, right now, the skeletal bones of one life-size spider fax she's been creating.
And doesn't need casters.
Yeah, doesn't need casters.
Your father looks in awe.
I could use some casters.
This is a creature we came upon.
Everything is
one of-
casters in this.
in one of our adventures. One of my friends, the one that I was talking about, he wrote it. He made it a pet, and he was writing on it.
Mine only has 4.
Well, that's all right. It has casters.
Oh, it's very impressive.
Yeah, yeah.
Well done.
Well, it needs so much.
We leave.
He's crying when he's alone with his wife that night.
It needs 4. Still needs
You said 4 would be enough.
Oh my God!
Back in the kitchen.
No.
Wow.
No.
Still needs a lot of work though.
I am beyond impressed. You left with quite a sense of curiosity, and you've returned mastering quite a few things. I mean, look at this, and how does the move? And oh, that's impressive. And he starts looking at it, and several times he's like, I think if you, oh no, I guess not. And you really impressed him.
Awesome.
After some time, he says,
Does he see any of the advanced things that Fiona has done to it? Like, for example, there's, I don't know, whatever the power source that you found.
Lauren.
Can't use it on this.
Ah,
This is all.
sorry, I
this
thought
is
it was
all my
something-
creation.
Okay, all right. I was wondering.
Yeah.
It's got a blue glowing piece in it.
Yeah, I'm just wondering.
Have you heard from Papa Phineas lately?
He said, no, it's been a while.
Has it? How do you think I wonder how he's doing. All the way over in Mirskan. I miss him.
Me too. I suppose if I win the competition as I plan to, I will pay for another message to be sent out.
What if we send a message now and invite him
Oh, it can be quite expensive.
to send a message?
Yes.
With the mechanical device that you created?
Uh,
Why is it expensive?
it's-
That doesn't make any sense.
Parts and labor.
Fuel.
Mostly.
it's fuel,
Magical
obviously.
fuel.
Mechanical bird fuel. Never open your mouth underneath a mechanical bird.
Okay. Well, that's weird. That was great though. I love that. Surprised me. I was shocked when it just found me out of a crowd.
Well, I knew it needed to find you. It took quite some effort and expense to get it to you, and it takes quite a bit of wear and tear. That's my reasoning. When it comes,
You don't
back.
want to see him, do you?
He said, "I don't know what you mean." Now
Okay.
you, Vessel. He says, "I have an attachment I've been thinking about for you for some time, and I think I've got it just right."
I do not need casters.
Says, no, it's a box. And he opens up a box to pull out a small box that has a small metal collar attached to it. He says, this goes around your throat just like here.
Yeah, it does.
And he attaches it to your throat and then straps it around and hooks it very close. Oh, yes, this cannon looks marvelous. But anyways, this sound box, while it may cause you to utter some words that are out of your control from time to time, at a rare moment or two,
Gives you Tourette's.
Roll for racial epithet.
but the next time you are about to overheat or have a meltdown, the sound box
I
will,
melt down. Let's have a talk about this.
the sound box will unleash a sonic utterance that will vent away any dangerous plasma and stabilize you. In game terms, it may add an odd phrase at inopportune times of your choice.
Oh, my choice. Okay.
You have one use to pass a death saving throw before you roll. You choose, instead of rolling a death saving throw whenever you want, you can then immediately stabilize and become conscious with 1 hit point, and then the box is destroyed.
Okay. But random.
Quite literally a
utterances.
shot caller.
Uh-huh.
That gives you Tourette's.
He says, and that should help out, and it seems to fit as well as I had thought. What do you think, Fiona?
That's pretty great. I couldn't have done better.
Mother. I'm alive.
He says, now, one more trick up my sleeve, Sparks. If you
Oh.
think that's good, take a look at this. I thought and did some initial research on the backup Warforge. He removes the tarp next to you with another copy of Vessel right there beside you.
Mark II.
And he walks
Not sure
over
how to take this.
Yeah.
and he takes a tool out to this silent machine and starts digging around in its eye and pops out a section of its cornea and says, all right, stand still. We'll make this work, and starts working on your eye.
What did you do to my father?
Yeah, I know.
And as he starts carving...
Wait a minute. There's a lot to unpack here. So he it's a creation he's found?
There's a duplicate of you right next to him.
Okay.
It seems far less cognizant and only says one word as he removes its cornea before it powers back down. What is that word that it says in Vessel's own voice?
Danger.
Hiya, George.
Why, Father?
And he starts attaching it. Oh, yes.
Vessel? That's what
And
he says.
clamps it in, throws the tarp over it, and says, we don't need that. And then attaches the cornea to you and says, there, that should help. See if you can blink and see through that, Vessel.
Vessel attempts to.
You can see through it. You've now gained the benefit of +1 to all melee and spell attack rolls until the next time you successfully pass a death saving throw.
Okay.
Wow.
Does the collar trigger that successful
Yes.
saving throw?
Yes.
Okay.
That's
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
man, you've been busy.
He says, I'd like to take care of, Vessel is not just a master project that so much time and effort's been spent on, and he's his own person, and we consider him a member of the family.
Of course, he's my best friend.
Sort of.
He's my brother.
A little bit higher than a pig.
What else have you been working on?
He says, well, I've been working on my project, and
You've outdone yourself since I've been gone.
I don't seem to have the same feelings. Yours is just amazing. And my workshop is completely at your disposal.
Thank you so much.
And he throws a tarp over his and pushes it into the corner.
Oh, don't do that.
No, it's fine.
Oh,
Four-leg freak.
Are we being a grumble pot?
Why is family encounters always so goddamn awkward with this?
I'll give you one guess.
Reflects real life, maybe.
Yeah.
It's just free therapy, baby. It's just
You can't stop working on it.
But look at what you've done.
So?
Mine's
not even close to finish.
I have an idea.
What's that?
The family submits a project
You're so excited about this,
together. Together.
though. Okay. We can do that. You have to help me finish it then.
What if it had 12 legs?
No.
He just starts throwing out ideas. For the
I want it to be a copy of my friend's pet.
But what if it rolled?
Oh, he'll be fine just walking around.
Well, we'll talk about it. Let's
Okay.
not just make decisions hastily.
Okay.
And yeah, just leave it here in the workshop, and we'll work on it together.
Okay. He does close it back up though to a box.
All right. And what about this other work you speak of?
I'm gonna need. Can you give me access to the fire chambers?
The fire chambers? Why do you need the fire chambers?
Remember that cascading arc that we were talking to you about?
Yes.
That's where it's at.
And what are you going to do?
It's broken, and I need to fix it.
And
If it does not get fixed, it will be detrimental not only to Varen, but that specifically will be detrimental to Ganderlock.
the fire chambers are off limits, but
You have a lot of sway.
I have sway. All right, then come with me. And with a belly full of stew, we'll go see Councilman Maryberry.
It's a predetermined name.
Okay.
And we'll see if we can get into these lower chambers. I don't know what this arc is about, but I know who you are about, and I trust you.
Maryberries? Is that what you said?
Marion Barry.
Councilman Maryberry. You know.
Yeah. Okay, let's go.
Let's go. And you guys go up the stairs, and then you hear just a hitting sound and tripping sounds as Vessel tries to make his way up.
Oh, I thought, okay. Yeah.
As you guys head up to find Councilman Maryberry, the leader of Ganderlock, far, far away, we have Valamir and Arragus battling in the stairwell. Far, far away to the south, we have heroes on a boat making their way out, back out into the deep water, all to find these arcs to align them and save the magic of Varen, where we will stop there for tonight. So, thank you so much for joining us tonight. This has been really fun for me. I'm very excited to see what happens next. And we will see you all next time.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you.